He's alive.
Hello, and happy holiday to all of our friends, past, present, and future. Welcome to Legends Die Live, a D&D stream brought to you by a group of joking friends.
Yes.
I'm Mike D, and I'm the Dungeon Master and your evil Santa of today. And these are my players, my angelic elves.
What? We're definitely evil.
I am not elf.
I'm not angelic.
It is Dragonborn.
I am very accepting of these titles.
You should know this.
I'm already
We play typically on Fridays, Eastern Standard Time, 9 p.m. If you can catch us live, please catch us then. If you cannot catch us live, our videos will be up on YouTube shortly thereafter, a couple of days. And if you can catch us out on social media, we're at all the places at Legends Die Live hashtag or
No,
whatever.
that's it.
Added.
It's
Yeah.
add.
Yeah.
Ampersand.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
Mechanically, we are playing Dungeons and Dragon 5th edition.
No, that's not an ampersand.
Stylistically, we do bend, break, and homebrew them as well. So if that kind of thing
Wait,
interests you, please check it out in the doobly-doo down below. That's what happens when you're not paying attention.
Yes.
Big thank you to Sirenscape for
Yes.
providing us with the music now and future, and to our artists for providing us with the logos and our headshots. As you may have noticed, we are down a couple of players. However, we have gained a halfling in person. So Chris is here to play with us
It's better this way.
in the reels.
You mean just you being here in person?
Yes.
Okay. I wanted to make sure there's
Sure.
no misinterpretation.
Never. I would never unsee anything like
Finger
that.
guns.
And I think with that, we can pretty much start today's holiday-themed episode of Legends Die Live.
Dust.
Resource.
Hello.
It's okay. It's not
So-
gonna kill me.
Hello.
Previously,
Yes.
I'm so excited. I'm glad to be here.
We are glad that you are here, friend.
1 second. It's always something. Previously, our characters arrived at the base of Vin'Tar, a magnificent and imposing tree, impossibly large, and possibly ancient, yet the point of their current destination. While there, they made friends with some locals that live in the shady vale below.
Nice with fear.
One particular friendship stood out. A young girl named Kaio, who seemed to have some uncontrollable magical abilities. Her inability to control her magical paroxysms of arcane energy has forced her to live in the Vale, away from most people, away from the holiday, and with her mother in the shady grove of the tree. During y'all's time in the Vale, you made appeals to sponsors that live within the tree. Slowly but surely, each of you individually found a sponsor over time and began making your way into the city proper. You each began working with your sponsor, helping them out with various tasks and sundry chores. As you went about your task, largely separated from one another, you began to hear whispers and gossip. It was a holiday approaching. For some, the holiday is a time of celebration and joy. For others, the holiday is a blemish on their elven ancestry. But overall, most people, especially in the tree, seem to be in good cheer. And the day of Concrescence is just around the corner. So, you guys made your way into the tree at various different times. And you've been working with your sponsor between 5 days and 10 days. On that 10th day, you guys planned to meet up with one another. Now, during that gap of time where you were with your sponsor, is there anything in particular you would have liked to have done?
How is my relationship with Silt going? Do we have a playful banter?
You guys have very much a jock-like relationship with one another, where the way you express affection and enjoyment is pretty much through witty insults.
Yes. I
And
like
stuff like that.
Cool. I definitely want to get him laid.
Okay. Give me a persuasion check to see if you can get Silt, your sponsor, your grumpy exterminator of a sponsor, to go out into the city.
16?
16.
You roll a 2?
5.
He is reluctant. He is just not having it at the moment. He seems to be more focused on the impending holiday and sort of getting to work and doing the tasks. He keeps telling you there'll be time for that later, I can give you another check at the end of the week to see if you can do that. So go ahead, give me another check.
How does he feel about the holiday?
He's pro holiday. He's looking forward to it. He's not the most religious, and he's not the most festive, but he's overall positive. He's
Okay.
looking forward to it.
That is an unnatural 20.
A natural 20. Okay. He pushes back a little bit, but however, this time he does yield, and
Alright.
he relents.
Well, I'd like to take him to the closest equivalent to a bar.
i.e. someone's house.
Yes. Hopefully an attractive someone's house.
I'll just think it's
They're elves, they're all beautiful.
Okay, so you take him to the nook of Tenok, a very unkept individual. He's got shaggy hair. His clothes are like half tucked in, half untucked, and he has this is the location where a lot of the drinking takes place, and he has different kinds of fermented tree sap that have been spiced with different ingredients. So you go them, you take them there, you get a few drinks in them. Now give me an investigation check to see if you can find someone.
He's into?
Find someone that is into Silt.
Okay.
Or insight, rather. Insight. Yeah.
I'm gonna use luck either way there.
Okay.
Actually, use the other die, it's gonna treat me better. It's not good. That's my checks. 11?
11. It takes you a bit of time, and you guys actually wander away from Tenok's nook. You make your way up the rope ladders and across the wide bridged branches.
Being drunk here is scary.
Yeah, very. You pass by the silvery threads of spider webs that are tucked in between the branches as they sprout off the main trunk of the tree. And eventually you find someone who seems to be traveling in between locations, and you stop to chat. She seems quite flirtatious. She seems quite flirtatious and smitten with you, but I assume you kind of deflect that towards onto Silt.
I mean, has Silt ever shown any interest in me?
Give me an insight check.
I think he's going to go for the devil's trigger.
That is again a no, that's more than that. That's a 14.
A 14?
That's not really a thing.
Oh, cunning word to save.
Do you really want to?
Hell yes, I do.
Go for it.
He is determined.
So, how you been feeling lately? -7.
-7?
Holy shit.
You rolled a 13. That would have given him a bonus, but he hasn't displayed any overt signs of attraction to you, but as you've begun testing the waters a little bit, he's not averse to it either. He's kind of neutral. So you're standing there on this branch with Silt. He's unshaven. He's wearing the traditional vest that people wear.
I would have definitely attempted grooming habits. I would have attempted to teach him how to do his hair, how to shave properly, how to... He's enough.
Yeah.
Elves are beautiful. I insist that you have to... This is how you do your hair. This is how you shave properly. This is how you correct your posture. Let's get you something with a nice collar on it. Just... No, we bought him fancy clothes.
You did. That's true. You did buy him fancy clothes.
You did.
And he said he might wear them for the festival.
No,
and he said he's saving those for the festival. You try and get him to shave, but he pretty much...
I will hold person you.
It's getting real rapey up in here.
He doesn't see the point of it. He during your time, he dresses you and is like, it's just gonna come back.
When's the last time you got laid?
Business of that is yours.
Well, I plan to make it my business.
You're a creepy halfling, you know that?
Yeah, that's the point.
Yeah.
Come on, it's...
When's the last time you've been laid?
Been in street 5 days?
Yeah.
Yeah, 5 days.
Bullshit.
You want to go down and meet my other boyfriend?
Your other boyfriend?
One of many.
What's his name?
Fisk?
No, it wasn't Fisk.
Sorry.
I don't know. I can't remember his name. I just remember how it
That's what I thought.
I mean,
I'm trying to remember his name.
yeah, I don't pay attention to names. It's not important. Tell you what. You shave, we'll go out tonight. I'll get you laid. Otherwise, I'll never make you shave again, and I'll buy you... drugs.
He audibly and visibly laughs. If he were drinking something at the time, he would have done a spit take.
I know.
You're gonna buy me drugs.
I don't know, whatever you want. What do you like? What are you into?
What kind of drugs do you have, Outlander? What kind of drugs have you been exposed to?
I've been exposed to many.
Pulls out a fruit.
This is how
I'm
we
not
get arrested.
I'm not revealing anything. I've been exposed to many. But, just whatever you're into. I'm adaptable. I bet it would work better if you clean yourself up a bit.
Give me a persuasion check.
19.
19. He compromises and he doesn't shave, but the entirely relieves himself a little goatee.
Okay. Just like me, it's good.
Don't get any wise ideas.
Oh, I have so many. Alright, let's go get you a lady friend. Or guy friend? Whichever.
He doesn't really respond one way or another.
Both it is.
He goes, I can swing either way.
Off we
There you
go.
go.
So now come back to the scene with the woman. He's still a bit shambly in terms of how he's dressed, but he is clean shaven at this point. And three of you return to Silt's nook towards the sort of the middle elevation of the tree. And there you guys have
A devil's three-way.
a night of whatever you wish to have.
Merriment.
It's a devil's triangle.
Nice
Thanks to
try.
our newest.
So
Thinking of the Eiffel Tower.
real quick. So you have this. Is there anything else you'd like to do in your time off?
It's all
I wanted to. I got Sebastian new clothes.
Okay.
I am in general just fascinated by elves, but I'm already pretty well versed in elven culture. But I'm just. While I'm there, also like whenever I'm out in public, I'd be regaling the public with like stories and trying to gain attention, just so people know me.
Must be the fun.
I'm being entertainment.
You're being
for everyone.
entertained. Yes.
Trying to sing along stories, singing songs, playing music, and being that outlandish thing that they want me to be.
And to what extent are you revealing aspects of your history?
Nothing about my criminal history, but Vamps for sure. I will pull the Emerald Isles card a lot.
Okay.
I will be singing songs of our adventures.
The first time you pull out the Emerald Isles card, Silt stops you. He's like, "Hey, what did you just say?"
From the Emerald Isles, right? It's beautiful, lavish green gold land.
Fuck, man, you gotta keep that shit down low.
Why?
He looks around. We had a Banff come in about 6 months ago.
Oh shit! What happened?
She's been imprisoned.
What the fuck did she do?
Oh, yeah, that's my kid.
That's why he came home.
I don't. Not.
Come on. It's your pal Felix. You can trust me. We've been through so much together.
So we have this. You might call it a library.
Right. Yeah, it's the tree and the leaves, and it sounds magical and mesmerizing.
Right. Kaiki Matka is what we call it, or Matka.
All right.
Matka. It's our store of knowledge.
Right. Yeah. You go out and collect stories and tell the tales.
The gathering, and then
Yeah.
people come back and they record it all, called the recounting.
Right. Yeah. That's exciting. So like, I want to tell
Well,
stories, but
She was fortunate enough to be granted access.
awesome.
She tried to set it on fire.
That seems odd. Why? Did she give a reason?
As far as I know, she's been pretty tight-lipped about it.
That doesn't make sense.
I'm pretty good friends with the head of the guards.
Is there any way that I can speak to her?
You might have to pull a few strings. You're gonna have to be doing double duty, working here. It's gonna cost you a bit of gold, but we can make it happen.
I appreciate strings getting pulled. Yeah, that seems important. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, this is a beautiful city. This is beautiful elves. This is a wonderful time. But I do have a job to do. Well, yeah, well, I appreciate that. I'll keep it quiet, but
All right, I'll work on it. But for the next few days, don't ever tell anyone you're Banff or from the Emerald Isles. You will be kicked out.
shit, man, it's like my go-to. Can you
So-
make it a little harder now?
So for the next few days, he starts reaching out to some of his contacts and starts arranging this meeting. We'll come back to that.
Okay.
Oh, actually, one more thing, real quick. Give me 5 intelligence checks.
Ooh, that's not a great stat for me.
Would you like a bunch of d20s? I got 3.
DC 18.
I might save 1. I've used luck twice already, right?
Yep.
Just straight intelligence.
Yeah.
It's cocked. I saved none.
So you succeeded on 9.
Yes.
So throughout your time here, you've been encountering a number of different elves. You've been getting to know them, some better than others. Quite a few of them speak common, but not all of them. And a lot of them speak to you in Elvish, or at least attempt to speak to you in Elvish, and then they quickly realize you don't understand. You manage to pick up a few words here and there, but the language as a whole is eluding you.
Yeah, it's not great.
Now, give me 5 Dex checks, DC 14.
That is correct. Okay, save 1. Or pass 1, I should say. Failed 1. Pass 1. Pass 2. Or I guess pass 3. And next, and pass 4.
Pass 4. So on that little card I gave you, under the feet, you can write down, check off four of those boxes. So throughout your time with Silt and the magical gloves that he had given you, you slowly begin figuring things out and seeing how certain techniques of his begin to connect. You becoming more and more proficient at casting the white energy and throwing it with precision. Being able to, however, during this, you've also failed a bunch of times. You've had to climb out in the trees with your pail and fix the tree and nourish it to where your damage had struck. But you're starting to get the hang of it.
Right.
So you have 4 successes, was it?
Correct.
Okay. So was it Oni?
Sure.
Oni was next. Okay.
Okay.
What would you have liked to have been doing?
I would first like to assess Olivan's inclination towards Olavin. His inclination towards the festival. Is he pro? Con?
He's pro.
Pro. Very
He's
happy. Okay.
A lot of what you've been doing actually is preparation for the celebration. For it.
Stuff up.
You've been moving stuff up. You've been taking a bunch of stools and lumber and sacks of grains and sacks of other decorations, some heavier than others, and you've been carrying them up rope ladders, you've been climbing the trees, and you've taken higher and higher to a point where the trunk comes up and then almost like, I don't know, it kind of splits off into a crown this, and then there are a bunch of branches that come out thick and continue upwards, and in that central piece is kind of a performance area where you've been bringing a lot of your supplies and whatnot.
Cool.
So
Putting up the stage, as it were.
kind of, yeah. You're getting the material supplies ready. You're helping a little bit with the building of it in between other activities.
Love it. That is great.
So yeah.
I would also like to feel out how it would go over if I were to go to Dragonborn form with him.
How would you like to feel this out?
Yes. Raglothia. He has been to Raglothia. Has he been to Theandria specifically?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, and you guys trade tales of it as well. He tells you about a business deal that he went up there for, and he came back, and actually he pulls open a drawer and he shows you a mechanical trinket that he had picked from one of the shops
Lovely.
in Theandria from.
Yes.
I got this one, I believe, from a woman named Esther.
Mm-hmm. I think I've met her actually. Yes.
Yeah.
Good person, I think, if I recall correctly. Very extravagant.
Quite the sight to behold. Everything on her was gyrating and moving. It was like she was made of clockwork.
Yes, very much like this. Snaky like things. It's crazy.
Yeah.
What is your opinion on magic?
I live in a magical tree.
Okay, so good then.
Yeah.
Okay. You know the current state
Well,
of
there's
Dragothia?
there's dark magic as well.
Well, I try to avoid it. Do you know the current state of Dragothia?
Yeah, not mild civil war, disagreements.
Yes, some escalations. I, coming from there, have been trying to avoid any kind of attention to get back to Reglothia of my being over here, seeing as how I'm from there. That is actually why, and I kind of pointed my ring, I have this. It gives me the appearance of Tiefling, but I am actually Dragonborn.
No shit.
Yes. Do you think it is fine if I go back to Dragonborn? It does not seem like this place gets much of information out.
It'd be fine. I mean, word spreads. Everyone knows of the arrival and appearance of you and your companions.
Okay.
It's no secret.
I don't want to get you in trouble, is all.
All I'm saying is everyone's going to be very confused when they hear of a black skinned tiefling, and then all of a sudden they start hearing about a black scale dragonborn.
Sure. Okay, I'll do this then.
Confusion is fine though.
I have no
Fuck
problem
it.
explaining that. Sure. Okay, and I'll release the disguise self spell and appear as the Dragonborn,
Okay.
which makes me a foot taller. I would also like to know, have I been going like down to the bottom of the tree as well?
Not really, no.
Okay.
Or at least not yet.
Then I would also like to know, if I go down to the bottom of the tree to get off of the tree entirely so that I may ritually cast my spell so I can get my familiar back, would that be okay? Will I be allowed back?
Well, to be clear, the lift only operates 3 times a day. Morning, midday, and then dusk.
Okay.
So there are some time constraints. And to be clear, I would have to accompany you to and fro.
I don't want to inconvenience you. Okay, well, if ever you find the need to go down or something like that, of course I will accompany you, and I will take that time if I can.
You know, I hear they're going to be taking down ice blocks from the top of the tree down to the Vale. They asked for my assistance if I had time. I think we can make time and we can participate in that.
Fantastic, thank you so much. So then, whenever we do that, I will ritually cast to summon Yume back as a black bat with golden eyes and reminiscent to her celestial nature.
I'll cheer to that. Welcome back, Yume.
Finally.
Oh, yeah.
It's a bat.
It's a bad.
And that was the last of my drink. Anyway,
So,
so I have Yume back resting on my head. So now it looks like I have 2 eyes.
So after 4 days pass, and then Olivan reminds you it's time to go take care of the ice cubes.
Of course.
So you guys make your way up, and there are some large, pretty much giant ice cubes that are fit into straps that you can pull over onto your shoulder. You guys begin lugging them down. As you guys make your way there are a number of people, elves, couple elves, a few dwarves already in the process of doing this. And then you notice that there are 2 humans there.
2 humans.
And you
They look very rich.
You see a familiar stainless steel armor that's absolutely encrusted and adorned and festooned with just diamonds and emeralds and jades and sapphires, and they glimmer as they walk. And they're also in the process of they're putting on these ice cube backpacks and they're moving on. They see you walk up and they're just like, they got big, thick, dwarven-like beards.
Clearly human.
Clearly human,
yeah.
But they have dwarven maintained beards.
Yeah, it has a dwarven feel.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, seeing that, no problem. Make mental note. Keep going.
Okay.
And
then the lot of you make your way down to the Vale, carrying these things and dropping them off. You actually end up dropping them off with near the person that Felix slept with the other night, his boyfriend.
Yeah.
Whose
What
name
was
escapes
his
me.
name? Yeah. Right.
And you're piling them in the back
I'll
next
give him
to
a
some
friendly hello.
next to some stone structures that look kind of similar.
Okay.
So they're stone blocks and they're ice cube blocks.
Okay, that's cool. I give him a friendly hello. I do my thing, cast Yume.
He blushes a little bit, realizing that you're associated with his friend from the other night.
Yeah. Oh yes. I'll tell him you say hello.
Anything else you'd like to do?
Yes.
Now that you have Yume back?
Yes. When we go back up, or whatever, whenever it's just me and Olivan.
Yeah.
It is Olivan, yes.
Yeah.
I want to ask him about Fanita Feywild.
What would you like to ask specifically?
Well, when I arrived, the guard that met us, she said good luck to me when I described my intentions to speak with Fanita Feywild. But it was then explained to me that she did not mean it in the kind way, but like the sarcastic way, where people say one thing but mean the exact opposite. Very confusing to me. So, I don't know why, but I would very much need to speak with her.
Right. Well, there might be a bit of an issue here. So I know Faneta's wrapped up in preparations for the festivities as well, but she's also deeply wrapped up in the maintenance and the health of the tree. I don't know if you can tell, but the tree's been getting sick lately. Give me a perception check.
Okay. Using my new metal dice.
Jesus.
I know, right? 7.
7.
Yeah. It rolled 8.
So,
Right next to the 20.
you guys are back in the tree at this point. You're walking along this wide branch. It's daylight out currently, and Olivan keeps walking away and away and away from the trunk, and kind of splits off into these fractal-like smaller branches.
Yeah.
Until you guys make it to the point where there's some leaves, and he grabs a leaf, tears it off, and hands it to you. He goes, "This is a healthy leaf. If you look way out there."
Give me a second. I send you, man.
Okay. So your perception check doesn't really matter at this point because Yume can just go right up to it.
Yeah. I go, okay.
Right out there,
Mm-hmm.
you can kind of notice a subtle yellowing on the very edges
He's
of
like
the
full.
leaves. You might think that, but
Magical
we
tree.
don't get fall here.
I see.
Or at least this tree doesn't.
Florida.
Okay. I see.
There have
So
been
that must be
small
something
signs of wear and tear, and the tree's been sick, and people have been extremely worried about it. Faneta's, most of our attention is wrapped up in staving off the advancement of this disease or illness.
In Raglothia, there is a problem as well with the vegetation. The land, really. It is sick as well. This is why I want to speak with her. She has perhaps an insight that I do not.
At the very least, it'll have to wait until after the festivities, but then we'll do what we can after.
Very well. I thank you for your assistance in this. Thank you.
Come on,
Yes,
you've been lacking on the push-ups.
I apologize. And I start doing push-ups, I guess.
So you continue training with him a day in and day out, before your actual work and tasks and chores, and after.
God.
And it is just, it's like triple duty. And you start your morning with a series of squats, pull-ups, and push-ups.
This is horrendous.
And then you start loading up your back for essentially just heavy farmer walks of pure inanimate weight.
I tell him about the worst training I've had with Master Yume and how this is worse.
Give me 3 con checks. Now I know there aren't con checks, but just roll a d20 and add your constitution.
Natural 20 on the first.
DC 14. Okay, nice.
Very cool. You said 3 of them?
Sorry.
5. Okay, so 1 success. You said DC what?
14.
Okay, this one was 14.
Okay.
Beats it.
Okay, 2 successes. Natural 18, 3 successes. Natural 18, 4 successes. Natural 19.
Wow.
Nice.
Thank you, Chris.
on your sheet,
Yeah.
mark off 6 successes under feat. Natural 20
5.
counts as 2.
Oh, cool.
So
Where's the... Here it is.
during your training with Olivan, you came in a tall, thin, lithe tiefling, but really dragonborn.
Yeah.
And despite the fact that you've been sort of slightly malnourished, your shoulders they're starting to widen. Your arms are starting to get bigger. The hunger pains that attack you every morning and every night as you wake up and go to bed they're beginning to become more manageable. You're beginning to deal with it better and better, and you start widening out your frame a bit, looking increasingly tougher and tougher.
What's up? Come at me.
Quill's like,
Yes. You're doing great, Arquillo. He has been joining me, right? To the best of his ability.
yeah, Aquilo like
All right.
will help as much as he can.
Good. Good. I approve. I give him high fives. Very good. Keep it up.
Okay.
And I think that's all I can do at this time. Have you made back? Aquillo's dope. I'm dope. We good.
Every once in a while, you'll come back from your training, and sitting within Olivin's nook, like right by his bedside, will be a tiny origami dragon.
I approve.
Where the hell do these things keep coming from?
I don't know what he is.
It's true. A lot of times, Aquila will just disappear for hours.
Yep.
And then also give me 5 intelligence checks, DC 18.
Okay. Natural 1 on the first.
Okay.
10, DC 15?
14.
14. And
Oh, sorry, 18. 18. These are,
DC 18.
DC 18.
And it's just intelligence.
yeah, D20 plus intelligence.
2 failures.
He's gonna make these.
Another failure. Fail. And 15 is the highest I got, so no.
Yeah. Similar to Felix, a lot of the people that you've been meeting around town initially begin speaking to you in Elvish. Switch to Common, as much Common as they know. And you pick up a few words here and there. You know the greetings, you know Aliphae. But the language as a whole is currently evading you. Despite the fact that you know so many other languages, it might be the fact that all those other languages are interfering with your ability.
Honestly, it is chaos in here.
Riley,
Hey.
so you've had some downtime. Is there anything you would have liked to have been doing during this time?
Well, every day I cast create food, and then I leave it in places with the dragon on top, origami style. So only
What kind of food do you make?
like really high protein, nuts and berries.
If I can manage to sneak him, I will.
That's why you did so well, because I left you food, because this asshole doesn't understand how bulking works.
I am so hungry.
So I do that.
Okay. You give me sleight of hand checks, because you're sneaking only food.
Yeah, how
See
many?
if Olivin
I'll share it with
notices.
Arquillo.
How many?
Give me 2, one at the beginning of the week, one at the end.
That's a 9.
Total?
So the first day, you walk out there, you begin casting, and then poof, the door open. What the hell's going on? And Olivin walks out the door, having heard
Why did he turn to Boomhauer?
because the DM can't keep an accent. What's going on out here?
Oh, just leaving food. Because
4?
you guys look starving. You and your companions
I
and
am starving.
the world. Squirrels. There's squirrels here.
There's squirrels.
We're doing fine.
Okay, cool. I'll leave it and walk away.
I just look at it.
He takes it. He's like, Oni,
Yes.
do something with this.
Do I catch it?
Yeah.
Oh, I eat it. And I give some to Arquillo.
He looks at you, weak.
Dragon smile.
Lose one of your feet checks.
At the end of the week, I rolled 7.
7. He does not catch you this time. You rolled
Wow.
a 2.
Woo! Thank you, Riley.
As you leave Oni bits of food, plates of high protein, high calorie foods.
This is why she is
And
the best.
you notice from the first time to the second time that Oni's shoulders had begun widening. And he looks a little bigger.
I'm buff boy.
My chair is getting bigger.
Yes.
Oh. Okay, and then The first day, do I have to like sneak out of where I am? Can I just leave willfully? I don't know what I'm doing with my person.
Now, your sponsor, Venetia, has spent quite a bit of time with you in prayer and meditation.
Ugh.
You've spent a number of your days going out to help heal some of the people that might have injured themselves while working on the stage for the performance coming up, and small cure wounds, small wrapping up bandages, stuff like that. There's some people who just have like seasonal allergies, and you're helping them with that kind of thing.
Doctor, religious doctor.
You don't have you can't just wander off. She's not gonna let you.
But like at night, like
At
when
night?
I'm sleeping.
At night you have free time.
Okay.
Are you trying to sneak away without Venetia?
Oh yeah. Yeah, well, definitely without her.
Okay, give me a stealth check.
Fuck. What about not still?
You can take your armor off.
Would they be
Yeah, I'll take my armor off.
armor?
Yeah. Fuck you, disadvantage. Ah. 11.
6.
Wow, nice. It worked out for you.
So the first night, you manage to leave outside. You start climbing the rope ladder to leave your nook. And the rope ladder kind of squeaks. You look to the corner of the room where Venetia is sleeping. She
I
stirs.
do thaumaturgy and cast leaves blowing as it squeaks.
Okay, so you create this rustling sound, and Venetia, who's currently entranced in meditation, because the elves don't typically sleep, doesn't. She's unperturbed. You know she meditates for about 4 hours, so your time's limited.
I don't need that one.
Okay.
I go to Varys' house.
So you make your way up the rope ladder, and then most of the places that you've been visiting have been out on branches, they're built into a branch. However, Diveris, the wizard that you had met, is staying in a place that's built into the trunk.
Mm-hmm.
And he's staying within the second room of that.
Okay.
So it's you enter and then you enter again.
I'm gonna go inside.
Okay.
I'm staying outside of his door. Do I know how a grotesque display of magic will be perceived in this place?
You've seen plenty of instances of small-scale magic. Cantrips and small healing spells and small spells that help in building and facilitating various tasks.
Okay. I'm gonna cast light.
Okay.
Real smooth light. Yeah. Okay.
So cool.
So you
And
cast
then-
light, and the beads interwoven into your 2 fun buns just sparkle
So fucking cool.
Okay.
with lights.
And then I'm going to cast Spirit Guardians and make a bunch of little dragons flying around.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to cast Spiritual Weapon and make a giant dragon head above my head. And then I'm going to cast Minor Illusion and make, I don't know if I can do this, but I'll try.
And you have no
2
concentration?
dragon, I think Spirit
Spiritual
Guardians. No, Spiritual Weapon's not concentration, but Spirit Guardians is, I think. But it doesn't matter. And then, that's because that'd be the only one. Minor Illusion, 2 dragon boards on either side of me. If I can do that, because it's 5-foot cube. I don't know, whatever.
Small ones.
Small ones.
That's fine.
2 kobolds.
That's fine. And then I'm going to use thaumaturgy 3 times
Okay.
to make just a cacophony of voices as I make really loud to...
Okay. So you begin this display outside. Where is this happening?
Right
Just outside
there.
Varys' home. And what I'm envisioning is 1980s style, boombox above head when they go down below the window. To,
Okay.
Oh no.
I'm not trying to romance him. No, it really doesn't
Love
fall in love.
Actually.
That doesn't happen. Okay, so then, is a light turn on or anything? I guess I haven't done anything yet, technically.
You haven't done anything yet. Darkness has fallen, and in the air, the place is illuminated by these small floating beads of light. They kind of cast almost like emanating spheres that kind of float around,
Like my hair.
almost like fireflies type deal. And then actually, when people go inside their nook, they beckon a few of these spheres in with them, and then that's how they light the inside of their nooks. So there's these floating lights in the area. There's no one else in the area. As you're preparing for this display.
So, as loud as possible, and Eartha Kitt style in real life,
Quick and airs.
I'm going to sing to Varys. Varys, maybe send a little message to me. I decree. I've been an awful rad girl. Varys, maybe. So hurry up and teach me tonight. Think of all the chaos I'll bring. Think of the disguises, not the real thing. Next year I'll be just as mad if you'll check off my concrescence list. Doopy-doop. Varys, baby, forgot to mention one little thing. More fire, just another cantrip for me. Varys, maybe. So hurry up and teach me tonight.
Nice!
That was great. Oh my god.
The light of cacophony.
Right.
Hauntingly beautiful.
Oh my god. Santa baby?
So you use this to entreat and beckon Varys to come out. And midway through your song...
More fire. God.
Midway through your song, the door opens, just a crack, and then a cloud of pink smoke comes out. And then you see the door open fully, and this creature walks out, hunched over, hands kind of pulled in like T-Rex claws a little bit. He's extremely sallow and pallid, and he walks over to you, and he's got this this black obsidian marble-like miniature dragon that is just releasing this pink vapor, and he's puffing on it. Riley!
There's.
It's so good to see you.
Did I wake up the whole tree?
That was a great performance. I loved it.
Did it work?
Let's talk somewhere a bit more private. And he puts his hand on your shoulder, and then with his other hand, there's like a little curling of his fingers, and the two of you begin to lift off.
We're fine?
And then he goes, "Follow me." And he lets go of your hand, and then you start drifting backwards as he starts leading the trunk of the tree.
Not that he fucking needs to, he's got wings.
I flap my arms and I follow him.
You flap, but it's kind of a smooth levitation as you do so.
Who's better?
However you want to flavor it. But you begin to drift outwards, and he's flying backwards, watching you. And then once he sees that you've taken flight and are following, he turns around, and then he puts his hands behind him and he begins to zoom out of the tree. So you follow him, going through the tree, out into the night, weaving and dodging all these little spheres of light as you're moving over and under, around and beneath them. You make your way out from the tree. You begin to leave the tree to the point where you're about 200 feet from the closest branch tree. And at this point, in the air,
Okay.
flying, and you look down, and it's just what appears to be just miles of space.
Cool.
And it's
Cool.
what is cool is also pretty frightening
Not
at the same time. But Riley, she's just
Oblivious to death.
fully enthralled and beguiled. And at this point, he takes his finger and he stops the little dragon thing, and it stops doing vapor. He puts it away, and he pulls out an actual pipe. And then he goes, and for the first time in a long time, you see a small burst of flame. That vape shit isn't quite the same as this.
So I've heard.
And then he begins to smoke a proper pipe. It's long, gnarled wood, mostly brown in color, bark-like with its wrinkles. So, You're looking to learn how to disguise yourself. And as he's talking to you, he's rotating. And he's kind of bobbing up and down so that he starts the sentence like right in your left ear, and he finishes it right in your right ear.
He just is the Cheshire Cat.
So, disguises, you say?
Well, yeah, but I need to learn like a sorcerer does it.
What?
Well, cause reasons, mechanics. Break the fourth wall.
He reaches down. My knowledge comes from books.
I mean, I like books, like storybooks.
But I am pretty smart. I'll see what we can do.
Sweet.
Tell me, why would you need a disguise?
To fuck with people?
Yes! Yes, exactly! Precisely!
Precisely.
What manner would you fuck with them?
God.
There's a small prestidigitation of fireworks.
Like, nicely? I mean, I wouldn't, like, pretend to be somebody's dead grandma or anything like that. I mean, not like that, you know. But, like, fun fucking. So I've heard.
Fine fucking, sure.
Good. I like that. And I must say, you've come to the very best place for disguise. Come, I will teach you the truth of illusions.
Truth and illusions.
And you begin to fade and fly back into the tree. And then
I want to swim back through there.
he drifts over and just taps you on the shoulder again, recharging the fly.
Oh. It's okay, I feel as well. It's fine.
That's true, you do.
So, you guys make your way back to the tree, landing. And at this point, he's put out his pipe and he's got his obsidian vapor thing. Puts it in his mouth with a grump. We will talk. And he begins to walk back into his nook, placed inside the trunk. He turns around, looks at you, begins to fill with smoke. Steady hard. Then he slams the door.
Did you give me anything?
That sounds like him.
Extremely enigmatic and unhelpful. Is there anything else you'd like to do during this time?
I just want to try to seek out someone who sells bags of holding.
Bags of
Oh yeah, forgot about that.
what you learn is that that is primarily done by Katasha,
Oh, I know.
who you have heard referenced.
Yeah, she was.
Katasha is currently wrapped up in preparation for the festivities. And Diveris is actually living within Katasha's nook, but every time you've been there, Katasha hasn't been home. She's been off, away.
What happened to Taylor?
Yeah. I mean, we don't know.
That doesn't mean they're involved.
Okay, anything else?
He's lived for a long time.
Nope.
Okay, give me 5 intelligence checks, DC 18.
Nope.
I have to roll a 19 to do this. Natural 20!
Natural 20, so you have 2 successes?
1. Oh, 2!
Natural 20, 2 successes.
Sweet!
Yeah, so you have 2 successes at learning Elvish.
Dope.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now,
me too.
It's because I've been casting tongues.
Wow.
give me, give me 5 charisma checks, DC 14.
Okay, do I write down on other my language thing?
Yeah. 2 successes.
Yeah, so you're heading for 10.
Fail. 17.
Success.
Damn it. 2, 14.
So
17 and 14.
okay, so you have 2 successes at this point.
I learned language better than the thing I came to learn. That's not my
So you're beginning to pick up a few words and phrases that are sort of longer in structure in terms of speaking Elvish, and you start peppering them into your own language as well.
Sweet.
Well done.
Cul-de-sac.
Elves apparently speak French.
Yep.
Um,
And Alafay.
okay, so we're real quick going to jump back to Felix for the meeting with Malzana, and then we're going to jump to all of you meeting up in Tanak's Nook for a drink.
Go.
Beautiful.
So let me just prepare a bit on this end. Felix, describe to me what's going through your head, what you're thinking about, how you're preparing for this meeting with Malzana, so forth and so on.
For one, very upset with her. She's trashing the name of the Emerald Isles for one, trashing the name of the BAMs for another, bringing shame to the collar.
It's true.
Just,
It's true.
it's not alright. We have a reputation to uphold. Our image is very important to us, and she has brought to great shame, and I'm very curious as to why she would do something so stupid.
Like the way he said stupid.
Stupid.
Okay.
I won't approach her angrily, but I have deep-seated anger.
I'm profoundly irate, but
Right.
you won't know it.
I got so angry, little Scottish came out.
Taking a few cues from Agar.
Yep. He's my punching voice.
He's
ready.
your punching voice, as it should be, really.
So, you make your way to C.
So am I like straight up, like, are the guards bribed away and I'm sneaking in, or am I
Yeah,
just
so
like...
you're walking with Silt, and you make your way to one of the nooks that's built into the tree. And there are a few people who seem to be kind of expecting your approach. And then there's a head guard. Silt stops, says, "Wait here for a second," goes, talks to him, and then after a while gives you a nod.
Okay.
And you walk in. You walk into this long corridor that then opens up into an office-like area, and then it sort of closes off into another corridor of what you see to be chambers of individual cells. But everything's built of wood, so the bars are like gnarled wood as well. And you see that there's this head guard that Silt seems to be speaking with. He's got a tight brown braid that falls down his back, with two smaller similar braids right down the sides. He's wearing bark-like leather armor and boots, and he's got a wooden scimitar at his side. It seems to glimmer in the light a little bit. There's a longbow, a quiver of arrows, and other accoutrements and armor and weapons.
I have my weapons, right?
Did you want to take them with you?
No.
Prison's
Just
a
your
real
handful.
date on letting you bring in weapons.
Sure.
Bird.
Yeah, I'll have my flute on me, but I will always have that hanging off my hip.
Okay. So you begin to approach, make your way in. This head guard breaks off from his discussion with Silt and walks up to you and says, "No funny business, halfling.
You have my word?
You can sneak some information out of her. I'm sure the royal family would be much appreciative of it."
Something's up. Something has to have been strange, so yeah, I'll see what I can get out of it.
The three of us are taking quite the risk of doing this. So, make it count.
Understood.
He follows you in.
Okay.
you walk down the corridor of bark and wooden cells, and off towards the end, there's a couple of random people in there, and off to the end, you see a familiar face with curly red hair, dark eyeshadow. There's a tattoo of green leaves around her neck that curl forward, almost like claws that don't quite meet, but almost meet right here in the front. She's wearing a green shirt with sharp, crisp collars that's cut off at the sleeves. And then she has more tattoos of leaves and fruits that just wrap and embroider her arm.
I'm a lot less angry now.
And she's in the corner of her cell right now, absentmindedly playing with one of the curls in her hair. She's like hasn't noticed you approach, or if she has noticed you, she just thinks from the sounds of footsteps that you're just some guard. Like she just.
Does she seem in a daze?
She just seems lost in thought.
Okay.
Lost in thought. Sorry. I gave it to you.
I was like, she may recognize my footsteps. I would imagine dress shoes probably make a different sound than guard shoes. Well, as I'm walking down through the cells, is there anyone or thing else of note in other cells?
There seems to be one other elf, younger, curly hair, who's pretty quiet. Just by the way by his manner of dress, he seems a little more important, but you have no idea who he is.
Give him a smile. Let's walk past.
He's just like scowls at you.
Rude.
Okay.
So is the guard accompanying me, or am I here alone?
He's accompanying you.
Okay.
No funny business.
Right.
We could try talking halfway to her.
Right. No. Well, yeah. What race is she?
She's human.
Human. Okay.
Try English.
No. So.
They don't speak it there.
Yeah, what's her name?
Melzana.
Melzana. Here it is. Melzana. So I will politely knock on her cell door.
Patronizing much.
She's still curling her hair. She looks up, her eyes flittering underneath the dark eyeshadow. There's a look of sheer astonishment. What in the fuck?
That's not alright.
Felix,
Should I
is
know
that
her?
your ugly face?
I know her.
You guys had trained together at the BAMS.
Sweet. Did I ever sleep with her?
No.
Okay, good.
All right.
She lets go of her hair and it springs back to her mass of tangled curls.
Awesome.
What the? She just trails off, like lost in thought, not understanding.
In our training together, did we develop any friendship at all? Would I know personal things about her?
Give me, just give me a charisma check.
21.
Yeah, you know a few things about her.
Okay.
You know she
Does she speak thieves' camp?
You know she does speak thieves' camp.
Okay, cool. So I'll say, well, they brought me here, be my charismatic self, and see if you felt a little more generous talking to me than you might be talking to them. And in thieves' camp, they do me a favor, don't tell them I'm a Banff yet.
Well,
We already knew.
can't imagine why they would have chosen you. She says in common, but then responds with what you understand to be acquiescence and agreement.
Well, I'm told that you tried to burn the library down.
Yeah, that's what they want you to think.
Well, that's what I figured.
Is what she says in common. But in Thieves' Cant, she says, or she communicates, yes, we need to burn it down.
Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh no! I put the ring on.
Does that mean you're tiefling again?
Sure.
In common, so, well, I mean, not that I know a whole lot about vamps, but I would imagine that the king pit that you work for probably wouldn't be too keen on you destroying a society's most prized possession. And in Thieves' Cant, I'm just like, fucking why?
Double speak, guys. It's great.
At this point, she just launches into a long diatribe about how she hates elven culture, she hates everything it represents, she hates their traditions, their values, everything else, but she's communicating in Thieves' Cant. And she tells you, Felix, I gained entry into Matka, the library, and I was doing some research, seeing what I could find, dig up about the Emerald Isle, see what they knew about us. And I discovered a story about Onsfred and Gwendolyn. They were betrayed by someone called Denavox. And they rose to power of the Emerald Isles through the less than savory use of arcane magic. Magic so powerful they can bend reality to one's desires. I panicked. It couldn't be true. It couldn't. But here it was, and who knows how many people had read it. So, in loyalty to King Bard, I had to stop this message. I had to destroy it. I panicked. You have to help me. Fucking elves!
Well, I go, let's take it easy. Elves are beautiful people. They've got
Beautiful faces.
magical fair skin, wonderful hair. I mean, I think that if we could calm down for a little bit, we could maybe learn about elven culture. Maybe we could get a bit of an easier adjustment to elven culture. Maybe if you learned a little bit, it might even help a relationship that could form. You know, like your job is. And Thieves' Cant say, I will write to Zulo about this. But no, I think, what would you think if we found a way just to introduce you to some of the finer points of elven culture, had you learn things instead of reacting to things?
Really think they're gonna let me out of here? She says in common and Thieves' Cant.
Not to go to the city.
Probably not. But we could educate you through here and get you to a point of rehabilitation. And I will, and Thieves Can't say, I'll see if I can do anything. They sent me here for you, not for the job.
Make a deception check.
That's true, right?
Well, you had known that she went there and she had gone missing. So you taken it upon yourself. It's not like they sent you.
I thought
they didn't send you go retrieve Melzana. They said like, we don't know what happened to her.
Okay, so I thought she was my primary detective.
So make a deception
So,
check.
so you don't have to do a
Yeah,
deception
so, yeah,
check.
so I wouldn't lie about that. I would say, I'll see what we can do.
Okay. Would have been more cooperative.
I just assumed that she was my number one priority and making a connection was number two.
The Emerald Isles has given up on making a connection with Vin'Tar because they've been so disinterested and distant. However, Melzana was one of the leading Banffs in your class, one of the leading ambassadors. So she took it upon herself to come here and try and make this alliance. Zulo knew this was happening, but it wasn't like sanctioned by the Isles. They just knew that she was going out here, and then she eventually stopped communicating.
One last
like
shot.
they were like, "What the hell?"
Does Zula have a way of communicating with me?
He can write back in your thing, but it's only once a day. Like basically message
Okay.
between you and Zulo.
Right.
Message, not sending.
No, it's not Sunday.
Right.
Yeah, it's shorter, more limited,
Okay.
and it's only to him.
It's dope. And it's sending stones.
I will say, in common, Andy's gonna like, you gotta give me something to work with here. I mean, far be it for me to leave a pretty face rotten in jail. What can we do here?
It's a bad metric.
The American metric.
I don't know. Enjoy the holiday, she says in common, to which you understand her to say, burn it to the fucking ground. Don't let that story get out.
Well, she is.
Don't let that lie
He did
spread.
run paper press last time.
Well, I think that we'll have someone back here to teach you about some of the finer points of elven culture. They are a wondrous race, and so beautiful to boot. Cheers.
You turn around, leaving the cell, and the guard who had accompanied you looks at you. It's the strangest line of inquiry and questioning I've ever heard.
It just comes from us beautiful people. Cutting words whatever that was.
Roll.
I think that she's just got bad information on elves. I am one for second chances, of course, not to tread on your tree. I understand it's too much of a risk, but she is someone I met long ago. Developed a bit of a relationship, a bit more physical, I think, than she'd probably care to admit. But, just...
Deception.
Yep.
Yeah. I think that with education, I don't think she needs to die. I think she needs to get away from you guys, though.
He pulls you in, grabs you by your collar, pulls you close to his face. She broke the primal first law of Vin'Tar as an outsider.
Dope.
She may receive death. If you are aligned with her, you should watch your own spine. Let's go, you.
I can appreciate that. And I understand it. I respect your culture. I'm in fact infatuated by your culture. I hope to explore it. Truth be told, I'd be very sad if anything were to ever happen to anything here. If I could be so bold as to confide in you, I have a deeper appreciation of elves than I think many elves do. I find your race to be quite superior in many ways to all other races. I've always wanted to be an elf. I'm sorry. It's so beautiful. I love your culture so much.
He
That's entirely true.
seems a bit
Perturbed?
doesn't quite know how to handle it.
Yep.
like the conversation just took a left turn a little bit.
That was the goal.
Well done.
And he just kind of like dismisses you a bit, and
Flattery will get you everywhere.
Yes.
Silt
So weirdness.
Silt walks up to you. We better go.
Yeah, let's go.
So you guys hurriedly make your way out of the jail cell and back into the open air. Anything real quickly you want to do before you meet up?
Fuck.
This is about.
I would write
This is
Zula.
about the evening of day 8.
Yeah, so I would take the time, once we get back to the Nook, I would write Zulo everything. Like, hey, there's this apparently horrible lie about the Isles.
You can send him like a message worth.
Okay.
How many words is that? Like 15?
It's like 25.
25.
Dope.
Once a day, so you could write him in
Yeah.
bits and pieces over the next few days. But what's like the primary message you want to send?
Fucking hell. Melzana got locked up for trying to destroy a lie that would cripple the Emerald Isles. Star Lord.
Yeah, sending's 25 messages unlimited.
Yeah, message doesn't specify how long.
Oh, okay. Well, it's kind of a custom thing
Yeah, cool.
anyway
Whatever.
between.
It's basically sending.
Kind of, yeah, but it's like a.
Written.
Yeah, and it's only to this one person
Yeah.
once a day. Okay. You don't get a response immediately, but you get a response the next morning. And you can see it you can see it being written across, and it's kind of in a panicked scrawl.
That's cool.
And Zulo essentially communicates that he wants more details, but not to tarnish the reputation or any potential alliance for the Emerald Isles on the basis of what is probably a meaningless lie.
Right. I think that.
Love it.
I mean, so over the time, I would go into details of it.
Yeah, like 3 or 4 more days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're talking about how there was some betrayal. There's somebody named Dinobox that some bullshit had happened to. Basically, big old lies. And I don't know how I can help get her out of jail. They may need to send a higher authority. As a side note as well, is it commonplace for amps to know Thieves' Camp? Did I just get lucky?
Some of the higher trained, some of the more elite
Okay.
ones do, but it's not common.
Okay.
Like the top 20%.
Sweet.
No, thieves can't.
Okay.
Well, aren't you cool?
You're like a lead.
The
No, lead Banff.
right.
E-Banff.
You? Yeah?
Bamf.
Yeah.
Banff.
Bamf Elite.
I always got the impression you were like a little Banff totem pole. No offense.
Never.
Same.
Too good for that.
Evidently.
Only on height. All right. So I think that'll be it for the day. I mean, I'm trying to get Sil played a few more times.
Okay. So the time passes, and the 3 of you meet up with your other companions who you've run across intermittently every now and then. You stopped a few times to, you stopped to get Oni some food, but you've also run across Sebastian, who's hanging out with his own sponsor. There are a few visits that you made, because as you went to go get tailoring done, you stopped by Agar's sponsor, Narayan, who also does, in addition to maintaining the hatchery, also does the tailoring as well. So you've kind of crossed paths with each other, and as you've been crossing paths, you've decided to meet up this one day at a nook of a particular shambly dwarf, Tenok. You've been here previously, so you all come to find yourselves within the nook of Tenok, sharing sap, which is kind of their version of an alcoholic beverage, and you guys can catch up with one another.
I have you in my back.
It's very welcome back. It's a wonderful thing. You're very large.
Thank you.
I can disguise myself. Even if I can't, I'm gonna try.
You try, and nothing really happens.
Can I just like put Felix's face on my...
You realize it's not working.
It's not a minor illusion.
So you do minor illusion.
See?
Does it work?
Do I look like you?
Damn, you're attractive.
That's weird, I dropped it.
Yeah,
Strange.
okay.
Yeah. So how have your
It's not great, but okay.
how have your hosts been? Mine does not feed me and makes me work out and then do more work and then work out more. It's been fun actually.
Okay, great. I'm gonna check this out. I'm gonna try to zap one of the flies that are stupidly flying around this place.
All right. Roll a d20 and add charisma.
Is that cocked?
And,
Okay. Add charisma. Ooh, 23.
23. So he does manage to zap a little dragonfly that had managed to make its way into Tanuk. At which point, Tanuk slams his mug down. No, that's shit in here!
No magic.
No zapping magic.
Oh, alright. Fair enough.
Sorry about that.
Guess I'm drinking magic.
My guy let me fly, and then he said study.
Guy, I thought that
Sounds
the
boring.
lady brought you.
I don't know what's going on. What's going on? I really don't know.
You're studying with Varys on the side.
Your double time. Your double something.
So, Manisha's like, hey, sit here and think about nothing. And I'm like, okay. And then I think about a million things.
Of course, yeah, it's very difficult to think about nothing.
It's real boring.
It is also boring, yes.
Yeah.
So you've been. Who's guy?
There.
The Theatris guy. I want to meet him.
We can go now.
I can go now. Is he
Yeah,
expecting
he's not
us?
busy.
I was just kidding, we can.
If you told him about us, I will be very happily be like, I could smoke him out. I think he'd like me.
Did they meet him already, or just me? No, it's
No,
just
just
me.
you.
Yeah, just you.
I didn't really tell you much about him.
Oh, never mind. I won't offer him my drugs.
It is fine. I appreciate this time of leisure. I found out that Vanetta Feyfoot, is very important for this tree. She keeps it healthy. I hope. After the festival is when I need to speak with her.
What's wrong with your tree?
Well, I think she's just in charge of maintaining it. I don't know what specifically is wrong with the tree, but I don't even know if I'm supposed to be talking about it really.
As you guys are having this conversation, Tanok is over there hanging out with Silt and Alvin. Like, you get kind of broken off into two clusters.
Kids do.
And you saw he swings around a little bit too quickly and hits like the corner of a table, and his drink goes sloshing all over. And curse it, Arundel! He starts picking up this like sap, this thick sap, and tries to put it back into his mug.
Very strange.
Kiss of Arundel's got me good today.
Who?
Arundel. What is Arundel?
The name
I
of the
didn't write
drink.
that down.
Is the drink Arundel?
What? No!
What is Arundel?
Fucking filthiest scum you ever heard of.
Who?
No, that's Renkan.
Wolf.
Fangs of Loth.
Yeah,
Fangs
Wolf.
of Loth.
Arundel, drow bitch that runs the first house.
Oh yes, I've heard of
Loth.
the drow. Yes. I don't really know much about them though. What have they been problem for the people in the tree?
Wolf ruined elves.
Loth ruined elves.
He can tell you about it.
Evidently. What do you know of Loth?
I just hate it. It's one that calls ugly elves.
Ah,
Just made the elves go all dark, and the elves started following her. They got all dark and gloomy, and set up in the Underdark, and it's gross, and it just ruins the beauty of being elves.
Loss of God, right?
Sort of.
Do I know anything about this?
Give me a religion check. 11. You've heard the name, but the details escape you.
I probably should have rolled for that. Like, I know it just because I studied up on elves for Felix's sake, but I probably should have rolled
I
for
mean, that is part of Felix's backstory, so I'm just giving it to you.
It's news to me. I'm
just
very
like
sorry
elves.
that this disgrace exists.
Yeah.
Loth.
You and me both.
It's fun to say loth.
Are we paying for these drinks?
Not yet.
With your,
Well, in
with
general.
your starring personality, my friend.
Oh, thank you.
I'll pay for them in story and songs.
Your sponsors have covered the cost, and it's not really a cost in terms of
Yes, it's like bartering, which
It's
is why I was
bartering.
like wondering how.
yeah. So Olivan negotiates, and you know that the next few days you'll be carrying a few things for him, and
Absolutely.
you'll be helping exterminate some of the things around his
Nice.
hive. And
Is there a gambling parlor around here?
no, but
Anyone that you know amenable to rolling dice and... Well, you guys don't really have currency, do you?
yeah, the fucking astronomer.
Oh, that's just
Astronomer.
Yeah, Fumok.
Fuma.
You tell.
Yes, please.
Likes stars,
Oh,
likes to gamble.
okay. That is
Oh,
very
yeah.
yes,
Pretty mathematically inclined, so.
concise.
Go with the numbers. I'm
He
excited.
loves the tinkering of the movement of the stars and the probabilities of the numbers and all that.
Could you point me towards them?
Sure, it gives you directions.
Nice. Well, I want to go take him a visit. Oh, and I kind of like, I want to pull them aside. Hey, while I'm here, Ixnay on the Amph Bay.
What?
Don't call you Amphi?
Why would we call
Don't
you
let
Amphi?
people know that I'm a Bamf.
Oh,
It's apparently not cool here.
okay.
What language was that?
Pig Latin.
That is what pigs can talk.
I don't understand.
They can't talk to you.
Can you speak with animals?
Just pigs.
That
Like,
is
I can.
inconvenient. You can, yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Just keep it quiet.
Okay, don't tell
Does
anyone
he
you're a
tell the
band.
truth? Do pigs really talk like this?
Got it.
More or less.
Okay.
Cool.
Okay.
Alright, I'm gonna go gamble.
Wait, should we have asked him why?
Too late.
We can follow him.
You can.
You can.
Oh, why not?
Okay. We'll follow
So
Amph Bay.
you follow the halfling of the group, making his way towards the astronomer Fumok. And we're gonna take a short break.
Good.
Me too.
A lot of coffee.
Be back in a little bit with the impending holiday celebrations right around the corner.
Yeah.
So don't go far. We'll be right back.
We gonna. Hello.
And we're back. So during the first half of today's session, our characters further engross themselves into the life, the culture, and the tasks of Vin'Tar and their sponsors. Getting closer and closer to learning some new abilities, getting to know several different NPCs better and better, and becoming increasingly ingrained within the day-to-day practical social fabric of the society of Vin'Tar. You guys were heading out to see the astronomer, to go to a bit of gambling. You met Fumok, who was dressed in long green robes that had lots of hanging strings and like lots of little compasses and different monocles that he would put over his eyes. He's got 3 different sizes and shapes that he can like put up over his eyes. He was not interested in gambling at the moment, but he encouraged you to see him after the Concrescence holiday.
I'll hold you to it.
So, you guys parted ways, and you know that the holiday is but a week away. Now, during this time, there's been actually not suspicion. There's been an individual that's been walking by each nook. He's been giving each of you guys seeds.
Thank you.
Okay, and then each of your sponsors individually explains to you that one of the traditions for Concrescence is the growing of a little mini Vin'Tar tree. So you guys are now going to nurture and create your own little Concrescence tree.
Is this an outsider tradition, or is everyone doing it?
The natives are doing it. So your sponsor is doing it, and you're just around to kind of
To observe.
witness it, help
We
if
help
need
out.
be. So a lot of them will, they'll pull up some of the bark around the entrance to their nook. They can grab soil from one of the. There's a character that takes care of the mushrooms that grow on the tree, and then she can provide soil for you guys, and you guys make a little place for your tree to grow, and it begins to grow. Now, I need the three of you on behalf of your sponsors to make a nature check.
What are we adding?
What are the nature abilities?
Intelligence.
The survival, I'm assuming, that you're looking for?
Nature.
Probably.
If it's nature, if it's intelligence,
There's
if it's
nature,
survival, it's
or then
wisdom.
survival's wisdom.
Nature is usually like knowledge of X. Survival is more like doing X.
Yeah.
Dude, this is more of a doing thing.
Okay.
So let's go survival.
So I rolled a 2. You said 3
too.
checks?
No, just one.
Okay, I rolled a 2.
I rolled a 7.
I would like to inspire my mentor.
Okay.
Was that 1?
Yeah.
That's
So-
amazing. So 3.
2,
7.
7,
3.
3. Jeezel Pete's.
Diesel
Okay.
Pete's and
Can I
D.
use luck on my inspiration?
Not this time.
Not that it'll help.
Not this time. So over the days, you begin growing. What you realize, you guys are kind of like almost not proud of it, but it's kind of fun to watch it grow. And this thin trunk of sprouts from the ground over the next few days, and then begins sprouting off small branches, and then it begins accumulating small like leaves and pine-like leaves. And you guys are kind of proud of it, but then as you go about your daily tasks and you see that everyone else's tree, you guys realize that you two in particular on the ends, your trees are like super scrawny and unhealthy
You grew the Charlie Brown tree.
looking.
Yeah, we did.
Christmas time. It's here.
Your tree is better,
So then give
but
them
it's still below average.
Not as good.
Riley thinks it's great.
better than
Our
ours.
sponsor, Venetia, is a bit worried about it, but is too distracted by other tasks to put much time and effort into taking
All
care
events should be
of
real
this.
worried.
Now, you guys
Yep.
are asked to assist with the preparations for the Concrescence Day. It is 1 week away, and what we're going to do is we're going to enter a skill challenge, where each of you will have to provide 2 skills to aid in preparations. Now, if one person chooses a strength-based skill, that's locked out for everybody.
Okay.
So
So
you'll have
only you
to.
have all that strength skill.
Or are we also rolling for a guard's bastion? Okay, so it's just us.
Gar and Sebastian, you have realized through conversing with them and meeting up with them that their hosts, their sponsors, are anti-holiday. So they will actually be leaving the tree in the next few days and will be spending the holiday below the tree in the Vale.
Cool.
So they won't be around for it, so they won't be able to help.
Okay.
So
So it's just the 3 of us.
the 3 of you and your sponsors.
I would also like to have informed everyone that the Toji are present and not to ruffle feathers.
What?
You can have that conversation real quickly.
Right.
Okay. Yes, I was moving ice blocks around before summoning Yume, and I encountered a Toji guard. Yes.
They recognize
Wait.
Well, they gave me a nod, but I don't think they didn't meet me as Dragonborn. They met me as Tiefling.
you. Shite.
But
They
do
didn't
know.
meet me at all.
No, but they know you. They know Agar.
Yeah, I stand out.
Yes. A
Wait,
little bit.
disguise you?
Well, you're pretty low to
So-
the ground.
Oni,
Like you breathe
couple things of clarification.
I hate that.
You met many of the Itoji, but you didn't meet all of the Itoji.
Yes.
And the 2 that you saw, that encountered, were two that you hadn't met before.
Okay. I explained that. Yep. So that's
So they may or may not know
Yes.
who you guys are.
I don't know what the situation is exactly, but just so you know.
What would they tell the elves so they don't? Like,
Whether
would
they tell
make
the
up
elves or
stuff that
not,
were bad?
I wouldn't be surprised. But or maybe I should give them 250 gold.
No. Because then they would know who you are.
But I'm supposed to give them the gold back.
But like,
When we leave. Okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't
So-
do it. Yeah, just I mean,
yeah,
It was
put
your
it.
idea.
right. That was when I was trying to have them not kill us.
Now you don't care?
Now I think they're gonna try to kill you.
If you give
If
them
I
the
give
gold.
them the money.
Right, because now if they connect you to that, you're gonna realize that your betrayal of that promise kind of fucked the whole family
Sure.
and their entire way of life,
Right. Yes.
and made them flee from their homes.
Absolutely.
So I don't think they'll be happy if they know that was you.
That it's my fault.
Right,
So if I give them the money, they will try to kill me.
probably.
It's very strange. Okay.
I wouldn't recommend it.
Okay, I'll hold off on giving them the money right now.
Maybe in like 10 years.
In 10 years.
10 years.
I don't think I'll be in South Bay until 10 years.
Whenever you get there.
Okay then.
So you guys have this backtracking a little bit. You have this discussion the night of your meeting in Tenok's Nook.
I'll pick strength.
So now, well, here's what we're gonna do. Everyone roll a d20. No luck points for you, Chris.
Okay.
No modifiers.
God.
Shitballs.
15?
5.
7.
Okay. You get to pick the first
Oh, cool.
method.
So is it going to be a skill or is it a stat?
It's kind of the same thing. So if you pick a skill within a stat, no one else can use that stat.
Okay, cool. So, and I would use 2. Right.
Well, so just pick one for now.
Persuasion.
Just one. Persuasion.
Yeah,
Okay, that's
so
fine.
I
So
could, like, help.
charisma's locked out for the rest of you.
Alright, so yeah, I could.
And yourself next round.
Okay.
So I'm next.
Yeah, so how are you doing this? What are you doing?
I could be trying to, like, persuade, I guess for lack of a better term, vendors or performers to do particular jobs or acts. So you go asking people who are particularly skilled at certain things that might be skeptical to celebrate. I could try to convince them to come out anyway.
So you're trying to convince the anti-holiday people that might have valuable skills, or just the pro-holiday people that are kind of...
Get the swing voters.
Yeah,
But both.
yeah. So the people that are like, I don't really like the holiday, but I am a skilled musician.
Okay.
Political science.
So as you're going out to persuade them to do this, is there any particular method you're doing other than your usual debonair essence
My
and
particular
your
charming
beguiling charm? Anything
debonair
special,
essence.
or just kind of straight up Felix?
I mean, handy's never off the table, but
Never?
pretty much.
Wow.
He can wear gloves.
Yeah.
Well,
He has gloves.
he does.
Wrong kind of hand.
Handy gloves?
Yes.
Yeah, playing flutes.
I mean, just trying to say that it doesn't. You can help the community. It's for the festivities. It's not. You don't need to necessarily celebrate the cause of the festival. Just celebrate for the sake of bringing joy to those around you.
So Felix goes into this reasoning-based method of persuasion to try and convince some of the people who are less enthusiastic about the holiday and the events to maybe put in a little more effort, put in a little more cheer, if not for yourself, for others. Give me a persuasion check.
I have luck on this one.
On this you do.
Athletics.
I will use luck. Just to be safe. Okay, that's fine. So it's 24.
24. Okay, nice. Okay, so you go about, and there are a few people that take a little of beguiling and convincing. However, you almost become like the Pied Piper, where as soon as you get a couple people to fall, it picks up steam, and then there's this sort of momentum with you, where you're like, "Hey, I got Bill, I got Joe, Suey Q is gonna be in there." Like you start building this momentum and this retinue of performers. And so it becomes easier and easier to convince
Right.
people
Get
as you
Jim,
go
Jack, and
along.
Jose.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
One.
so Oni, how would you like to aid in the preparation of the festival?
Let's go with Arcana.
Okay. What would you like to do?
Well, my understanding is that there is magic being used and such.
Yes.
So I would like to aid in as far as whatever magic skills I have. The most helpful ones appear to be Mage Hand.
Okay.
And that's the best I've got. Oh, Identify, if they need me to clear up any ambiguities. I'll have Yume take a look around for stuff. If needed, like I'm not sure if that's the most stable place for that or whatever.
Okay.
Stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So through the combined use of Mage Hand and Yume, people start asking you for help, and they're specifically asking you for help for the decorations. So you use Yume to spot out places, and then you use the Mage Hand to take bulbs and bottles and streamers and put them in places that would be hard and inconvenient to reach by ladder or rope or other methods of the sort. So you start placing things.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So
Give me an Arcana check.
Roll high, Dick. Well, rolled all right. 17.
17. Okay. You begin doing this, and a few other people catch on. Like, man, that's a good idea. And so you start training others to do the same thing. And between you and a few others, you help speed up the decorations. You help put decorations in places that people perhaps had considered unfeasible
This is what we call a proper handy.
beforehand. Riley, how would you like to
So,
assist?
I would like to know how they feel about continual flame, considering the fact that it's not real fire and it doesn't produce any heat.
Does it look like fire?
Maybe.
It would take some convincing. You might be able to
Felix.
do it, but
So, who would I talk to after that?
who would you talk to
Yeah.
Finita Faithful.
about that? You would have to talk to the main guard. The main guard.
Okay.
The main guard.
Yeah, not a guard,
He's
but
not
the
here,
main
yeah.
guard.
So you talk to Zavir, the person which you don't know, but the person that Felix had spoken with. Again, he's got the tight brown braid with two smaller braids that come down, almost like sideburns, bark-like leather armor and boots, wooden scimitar. There's an air of importance and propriety.
By looking at him, do I think he would be more amenable to appeals to, like, logic or
So not your
practicality or, like, flirting?
Give me an insight check.
Okay.
I would love to see Riley flirt.
forte. All three of those are not your forte.
Insight 21!
21. You sense that he has a strong sense of tradition and honor and kind of the greater good, not necessarily in the lawful way, but more in the like
He speaks
sentimental
Oni language.
Sentimental?
type of way.
Okay.
You don't get the sense that he would be open or amenable to flirting. Reason might work, and charm might help.
Cool. I'm going to trot up to him with purpose
Okay.
and say, "Hello, main guards of here.
Hello, Outlander, Alafay.
Alafay. Rendezvous and s'il vous plaît."
God.
It's Elvish.
The chickens are downstairs, and that was not yesterday. But continue.
Oh, so you understood me.
Brokenly, yes.
Okay, cool. So here's the thing. Like, I can make a light source that will last forever. So when people go home after this Concrescence, they can take with them this charming little lantern, and they can have it forever, and the light will never go out, and it will be like super cool, because then the next time they want it for the next Concrescence, they can take it out and put it out and then do it again. Isn't that great?
This is arcane in nature.
Yeah, kind of. I'm cleric.
It's divine.
And it's light? Is there fire involved?
Well, no. So get this. It looks like fire, but there's no heat or fire involved. So it's not really fire.
It's an illusion.
Looks like fire.
Like a little birthday candle. No heat, no flame. It's fake. But lasts forever.
And it's light.
I will have to confer with the others, but you're asking a lot of a society that has a very innate aversion to fire.
What
And
if...
recent events?
I don't think I can change the color of the light for that spell.
You can through dramaturgy.
Forever? No, just for a minute.
No, just for a minute.
Yeah.
How many times can you cast it?
1 million. A zillion. A googillion. However many you want.
Are you lying?
No?
The Google cantrip.
It's a cantrip?
It is.
It's a second level spell.
It's a second level spell.
Mhm.
Nice.
So you cannot cast the second level spell 1 million times.
I can if I had 1 million
She can
divided
cast
by
it
7 days.
six
No, you
You only got
times.
a week.
6 times in a day.
So 6 times 7.
42.
Kelsey knows.
Okay. He goes away. We'll be in touch. Comes back the next day, and
Last a day.
yeah. So you get a
36.
meeting. You get a meeting with Katasha
Ooh.
at her home.
No less. Wait, isn't that Diveris' home?
Varys.
That Varys lives there.
Cool.
Yeah, and kind of like one of the offshoot
They're
rooms.
roomies.
Katasha is there.
She probably knows about illusions.
She has white hair that's pulled back into a tight bun, very soft, delicately rimmed glasses, and as you look closely at her, her eyes are kind of a pale blue with crescent cataracts within them. She's wearing trim cut greens with a brown vest, and the brown vest has quills sticking out of it, just kind of intermittently.
Dope.
She has a golden compass, hangs around her neck. And as she goes about her business and is talking, you notice that she has an uncharacteristically fastidious air about her. Most people here are pretty loosey-goosey, a little sensation-seeking. She has more of a school teacher type vibe.
Like, can we take a second to appreciate what Varys would be like as a roommate?
Yes, see how these two ended together.
Is this chair a chair? Why don't we find out?
Yes. Yes, indeed. All sorts of B-side scenes that aren't making it to the main movie happening between these two.
They would pay so much for the extended cut.
He just is the deleted scenes.
So, Katasha was awaiting your presence, and you walk in with your beads of light coming out of your hair.
Which are so dope.
Curtsy.
She lifts her chin up high. Hello, Outlander. Alafay.
Alafay. Katasha.
So, Beetlejuice?
I hear you're interested in assisting with the preparations for the festival. I hear you have a fire-like spell.
Yes.
Tell me about it.
So I go on to the fact that it's heated but not, or not heated, fire but not, sorry, not heated. Forget that first part. Yeah. So it's fire, but it's not fire. Looks like fire, but there's no heat. And it lasts forever. So like, if you want to go to the library and all your lights are out because you lost power, big storm, whatever, and then you take it with you, you could like look at all the books. It'd be a really cool memento to have year after year for the Concrescence. A real freaking sweet idea.
Real freaking sweet.
Show me. And as she says, show me, she pulls her hand out aside and begins conjuring kind of like sheets of ice around her hand.
Okay, so I'm a first minor illusion. It'll look like this?
Seen illusions before?
Okay, I know. Your roommate can vouch for me.
There's pink smoke coming out from underneath Varys' door.
Your roommate can really vouch for me. I'm sure you trust him a lot. And then
He's quite dependable.
I take out a candle.
Okay.
I've got 10 of them.
Okay.
And I just continual flame on the candle.
Okay. She lets go with one of her sheets of ice. And passes her hand through it. Very well. Drops the other sheet of
I
ice.
put it in my hair so my shoulder doesn't burn.
This will be a nice memento. However, there will be an instinctually aversive reaction to this. So if this is how you wish to aid the festival, what I suggest is disguising it somehow, perhaps in a bubble of some sort that will emanate the light, but perhaps hide the source of it. A trinket of some manner, perhaps like a snow globe.
Well, a paper lantern.
Paper lantern?
Because then they see the paper's not burning, so it must not be fire.
Sure. Yes. Okay. Okay, so you make paper lanterns?
I make them, but I want to like cut out, like snowflakes, how you cut, I want to like cut out the sides. And on 3 sides, I want to put something like elf leaves, whatever, relevant to the Concrescence. And on the other last side, I want to make like, kind of like our logo, a dragon face, but female, but kind of ambiguous, so it's not so apparent that it's like an ode to Theatrus. And I want to make 6 of those per day.
6 of those per day. Okay. Give me a wisdom check. What?
It's a 2nd level spell.
Yeah, because you're casting magic, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but do you want me to use Dex to make the lanterns like origami style?
You tell me.
I mean,
What skill do you want to use on this?
Dex!
Okay.
14.
14. You are proficient in origami.
Plus 17.
17. Okay. So you're able to make 6 or 7 of these a day, however many you said. And you begin casting the light on them, and you begin piling them in a room. You begin preparing them to hand them out to people.
Make 36 of them.
Okay. Now everyone roll a d20, so we can do the second round of the skill challenge.
Nat 20.
Nat 20!
11.
Wow.
You two have a roll off.
Roll again.
11.
12.
Bomb!
Okay. So we're just gonna go right down the line.
Love it.
Felix. So Dex is out.
Can I sabotage Felix?
No, you're doing this independently.
No.
Intelligence is out.
And charisma.
And charisma is out.
Yep, so there's wisdom, constitution,
That's
and
what
strength.
I'm doing.
You're going wisdom?
Yeah, I'm going wisdom.
Okay. Constitution.
What am I gonna not make people sick? Like,
You're gonna show them how to posture. Do a strong make
I'm not
competition.
good enough at any of these things.
Jack of all trades.
Yeah.
oh, I have an idea.
Oh, good. I don't.
Man, I was banging on Dex. I thought you were gonna go wisdom.
It just made more sense for the Cuddy Yachty part.
Yeah, I guess so.
Eh.
Do you want to come back to you, and you'll be committed to strength, or what was
Wisdom.
it? Wisdom.
Yeah.
Okay. So you've got con and strength.
Well, obviously I'm going straight.
Obviously.
I would like to try to make, I don't know if this would be Constitution though, a concoction that cures hangovers. Or mitigates them.
Sure. So you'll be making the concoction
You have to
and
test
testing it on yourself.
Yeah. Oh, Drunk Riley. Yay! We haven't seen that.
Oh my god, what? So I have to get shit-faced and
Yep.
then try to make myself not shit-faced.
I think she uses Agar's help for this.
Sure. Essentially.
Okay. So it's a con save?
Yes.
Sweet, I got +7 on. No.
So
6 on that.
you begin talking to different people that are involved. Like you talk to Olivia, who's in charge of the mushrooms. You talk to other people that are in charge of different insects and grubs and slugs, trying to get like different excretions and like shavings of like shells and stuff. And you begin just gathering materials. Not quite sure which will work in what fashion. then you begin gathering alcoholic tree sap as well. And every night before bed, you have a whole bunch of honey-like viscous tree sap, to which you get buzzed,
It doesn't take much.
And then sloshed.
and then you try to develop a concoction to cure it.
Okay.
Give me a con save.
15.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay. You are pretty good at you're pretty good at mitigating some of the mental fog that comes with being hungover, so that people wake up essentially caffeinated, but some of the sour stomach and the other parts of it still linger. But it helps.
And it tastes like cherries.
Tastes like cherries.
The blue cherries. You know, like this.
Are you ready?
Blue cherries.
Yes.
Okay.
Cherries taste like medicine.
So I, using insight, will be setting up a gambling card game booth based on reading people.
Okay.
So poker, where just heavily based around insight. So you can read people, see if they're bluffing. Blind man's bluff.
Okay.
Yes. So just gambling all card games that revolve around insight.
Don't.
So that revolve around catching lies.
Okay. And are you trying to earn money, or like what are you trying to do with this card game?
We could do entertainment value, and we could probably have
Funsies.
yeah. So for fun, we could also have prizes, or we could have like a big tournament throughout the festival. We'll have. Is the festival one day?
There's the eve and there's the day.
Performance though, right? At the end of it,
There is a performance.
like a big one.
There's a performance at the night, the Concrescence Eve, the night. It ends in a performance, and then so everyone stays up all night.
Whoever wins gets to be a tertiary or secondary character. Someone gets a line in that performance. Whoever wins,
Um,
I'm down.
right?
sure.
Yeah, I would definitely try to work myself into that.
Okay. Okay.
So
So you're the teacher, but also one of the players.
yes.
I
So
approve.
so I am. Is it well? So I would probably host like 3 tournaments, like one during the night, one during the evening, one during like the overnight, and then one in the day.
Okay.
So
Okay.
3 poker tournaments.
So you set up this booth,
Yep.
and run these games. Okay, give me an insight check.
My last luck. Not that die. Better 15.
15. So you set up the booth, and it's not a problem in terms of gathering interest and attention from other people. Your other attempts at helping the festival have garnered enough attraction, and you've developed a little bit of notoriety around town. It goes pretty well. There's a bit of like you're trying to teach them a new game, and there's a bit of time spent learning the rules and all that stuff. But eventually, it begins to catch on, and a few people develop interest in it, and you are able to train a couple people to help you branch out and to help you manage the booths as well. And then for the tournament itself, let's just go ahead and
Roll deception and insight.
Is there any like inherent thing that is just inherently valued here? Like, because I know like gold isn't really a big deal,
Fertilizer.
but is there anything here that if I hold this thing, everyone will want it?
Silk spiders.
Like that could be a prize.
they almost to a person are extremely attracted and interested in exotic items from the outside world. So if you have something that like marks something that marks it from being like from Gorvinthia or the Emerald Isles or the Baitons or Jarenga, or like any item that is distinct, people are very interested.
They
also-
are the Little Mermaid.
Right, and they're also very interested in new experiences, right?
I mean, as a race, yes.
So they might actually value the game in its own right for the sake of it.
That's too much of a risk. Never mind.
Okay.
I will I'll see what we can gather as prizes. For the big fun one, I'll have my hype fruit be one of the prizes.
Your hype fruit?
The cocaine fruit.
Yeah.
I approve, sir.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing.
So we have...
But that was mine. That was from my stash. So that was my last hype fruit.
Okay.
I wanted to save
That's
that.
a really great Cyclops display you got there. You are a true artiste.
No, you don't have to track yours. I have one.
Well, I was keeping track of all three of them,
Oh.
so I have to take yours out, that's all.
So as you're gathering items, there is a woman that's just garishly dressed, named
Just his type.
Krella.
Oh god.
Krella with a K.
Is it Deville at the end?
And what you notice is that on her hand she wears a number of rings. One ring is made of like almost pure stone, but it's very intricately made and delicately made. And she tells you that's from Gorvinthia. There's another one that's made. You recognize this as having one of the green emeralds from the Emerald Isles. And then there's a few other. She shows you all these rings from Grifton, Reglothia, Gorvinthia, the Isles, Morden, Zance.
Well traveled.
She's well traveled. She's very much into jewelry and the like. And with a persuasion check, she may offer you one of the trinkets that she's picked up in her travels.
Oh.
Is this all on the same day? Like, am I basically...
It's part of the same skill challenge, so yeah.
Okay. So it'll be 17.
17. She offers you one of the stone statuette gargoyles
Nice.
that she picked up from Gorvinthia.
Fuck, that's dope.
Alright.
Sorry guys, I
We
got
have
excited.
2 prizes. I need one more prize.
The other one you can improvise.
Okay, cool.
Now give me the roll for insight. We never rolled.
You
No, you did
Oh, it is.
15. 15.
It's
Okay,
15.
alright. So, and I believe that leaves Oni and Strength.
Yes. I will do strength things.
Pick things up and put them down.
Yeah, I mean I could definitely do that. But I was trying to think of a game that used strength, maybe arm wrestling, but that's too obvious. I thought of like wheelbarrow races.
Right off that branch.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna ask, is there like space enough to have like a track or something like that? Otherwise, it could be like relay piggyback races.
The branches vary in terms of width.
Mm-hmm.
The smaller branches are like 20 feet wide, but the larger branches can be up to 80 feet wide.
Okay.
So you can do
Like a
it
straight
in
line.
like a series,
Yeah.
but you don't have much. 80 feet is kind of like your max room to work with.
Cool.
So you can do a wheelbarrow
Yeah, I could do like a
race.
wheelbarrow race.
Safely.
Yeah. I think that's what I'm gonna try and do.
Oni,
Yes.
what are you doing?
You'll see.
Okay.
Go get Felix.
Okay.
Thank you.
He just leaves.
Yep. So I roll athletics for this, yeah?
16. He actually does find you eventually. Yeah.
Yeah, what's up?
Follow me.
Why?
Oni needs you.
Okay. Silt, you know.
Hurry!
Oh, shit. Silt, be right back.
See, he's our leader.
Take offense to that.
He like adjusts the crown on his head.
Yep, as he should.
Oni,
Yes.
I found Felix.
Good job.
And he turns around to look you square in the eye. You guys are like the same height.
Yep. You two
What's
are
wrong?
going to be a team.
What's that? Wait, what? For what? What's wrong?
I'm establishing game.
Games.
Yes.
We need to discuss the definition of like emergency. Like,
What is his strength stat?
Global?
about the same.
7.
Mine is 2, it's the same as mine.
Yours?
I'm -1.
Wonderful. Okay, you will carry his legs. You are going to run.
This sounds horrible.
It'll be great.
Why am I carrying his legs?
That is game.
I don't want to play this game.
It is a race.
Can I win anything?
Respect.
I will give you.
Everyone's respect at all times.
Like I said, respect.
I will give you 2 gold if you win.
Put 2 zeros behind that. I need 200 gold to do this.
0, 200. About 12.
100?
No, just 12.
1,000.
I don't have that much.
100 gold.
Okay.
Okay.
So this is me establishing the game.
Okay.
Cool.
Do I roll the athletics thing? I'm just gonna try and get a bunch of people to like
5
do
To pair up.
Yeah,
To
exactly.
pair up and try and mimic. So
Yeah.
first let's have Arquillo and Felix do athletics checks
God.
to see how coordinated they are.
Cool.
That's 7.
Okay, damn.
What was yours?
Okay, so that'll be...
Hers was a 13.
No, so it'll be, so 8.
8 and your athletics for Arquillo.
Oh,
He's not
athletics?
proficient,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
11.
11.
Wait a second. No, I have that written down wrong. So 7 straight.
11 and 7. Okay. Arquillo gets like on all fours, and he jumps up and like thrusts his hind legs into your chest, Felix. And you're like, whoa, a second. And then he's got his tail kind of waving in your face,
Yes.
and he's like, let's go!
That's
And
right.
he starts moving and jerking you forward. You kind of stumble quickly. He starts veering off. You try to adjust him.
This is
It's a
great.
very unceremonious and ungraceful
Calm down.
series of events.
I chose the right people.
Hey,
You're doing great. Keep it up.
where do I go?
Just go straight. Oh wait, we should set up a finish line. I send you.
He starts going like perpendicular.
No, not that way.
What?
Follow Yume, and I'll have Yume get in front of him and then guide him back on the way.
Felix,
What? Calm
hold
down.
back.
Slow down.
You're messing me up.
Go slower.
No, go fast.
No.
And then I'll have
Hurry.
Yume just kind of hang from one of the upper branches to set up the finish line.
Okay.
Yeah.
He gets up to Yume, and then his like snake tongue, forked tongue comes out.
Good job. Well done.
I trip over him.
Perfect. This is what we're going to try to do.
You're on top of
Okay.
Arquillo. His tongue kind of like just comes out into your face.
Let's not do that again.
Oni's laughing.
Felix,
Yeah.
not very graceful.
I'm not very pretty.
Oh, this is great. I
Okay.
love this. Thank you. I give him 100 gold.
As I said. Thank you.
Okay, so you begin training others
Yeah.
using your own strength. So you are the main wheelbarrow driver.
Yep.
Everyone else getting down on their hands.
Yep.
So use your strength to train people to train others.
Okay. 15.
15. Okay. For the most part, it's not too difficult. The elves, as a race in Vin'Tar, have been extremely skinny and lithe and svelte. So it's not too much of a problem for them.
Mm-hmm.
Every once in a while, you'll get a dwarf who's like, "I'm next," and when he throws his weight upon you, that's a little more difficult to manage and
Let's
to
go. Oh,
to
it's also way
steer.
lower.
to steer and whatnot. Olivan is just like, what the hell?
I played this game as child. Super fun.
As you're doing that,
Yes.
he takes a sack and like throws it over your shoulder as like extra weight.
Yep. Okay.
Now we're doing something.
Yep.
He pats you on the back.
I stumble. Go.
Okay.
Over the planning weeks, I'd also like to inquire about the library and just kind of gather information on it. I'm not requesting to go in, but I'm trying to learn as much as I can.
Okay. Investigation check.
I'm glad I chose wheelbarrow.
I would like to have arrested a nat 1 so I can halfling that. Ooh, 18.
Just celebrated that one.
Because I'm a halfling.
Yeah.
Investigation.
For him, it's better than a 2.
Yeah, it really is.
23.
23. So you managed to pick up bits and pieces of information.
How do I gain access to it? What method would I have in finding a particular piece of information? How hard would it be for me to get in there?
So you know that getting in there requires the beneficent will of one of the more higher up important people. Not every denizen has access to the library. At least not directly. They have it indirectly via these other people. Like they throw out names. Finetta Feyfoot's an example. Katasha's an example. There are other names that I can give you later. They know he's not. he goes with Katasha.
Mm-hmm.
You do know that in order to get the tree, the library, to cooperate with you, it requires elven blood. So there's a small like prick of elven blood that communicates with the tree. So even if you got in there on your own, like
Could Sebastian manage? We don't know. Yeah, I'm curious.
So
Let's kill him and find out.
so you know its location is near the top of the tree. And so there's where the performance is taking place in this bowl, and then there are these like penultimate branches that lead up to the top of the tree, and it's in one of those top branches. Does that cover most things?
I think so. Also, just trying to get a lot of people drunk on most nights.
I will definitely get drunk on most nights.
Okay. With the season in the air and the excitement of the impending, the coming holiday, people are just merrily giving into it.
Does Fumek ever come out drinking with us?
He doesn't come out drinking, but you can go and like drink with him at his place.
And we'll do so.
Okay. He's
Couple
got
nights.
lots of mirrors and glasses and like strings that are pulled across. He's almost got like the Charlie Day wall of like paper and strings that are going up.
Right.
He's made like his own makeshift map
Carol!
of the sky and the stars.
Gotta find out who Pepe Simply is.
So yeah, I want to get him as belligerently drunk as possible. Gamble with him whenever I can.
Okay. Yeah.
And if I am successfully befriending him, I will also shoot him my special message.
As you shoot him the special message,
While he's drunk.
he inquires for more information. Do you give him more information?
Mhm.
Okay. And as you unload more information onto him, he puts his hand on your shoulder and just begins laughing hysterically. Felix, you mad old coot! You're a dark one.
Yeah, it happens.
A dark but a sexy one.
Right. Well, that's the appeal, right? You can resist something so sexy.
Few can resist.
It's a challenge.
He doesn't bite in the end.
Balls.
Oh, bummer.
Fair enough.
That's all for you.
Yeah.
So, the time draws near. You guys have built up some notoriety in.
I think the people are liking the wheelbarrow places. You did very good job of example.
Well, I don't like that at all.
You did very well. I loved it. I played the game as a child. It was
And
lots
now,
of fun.
it is the eve of Concrescence,
Yay. I assume there's like music all over the place.
the
here.
night before. Not quite yet.
Okay.
Now, the eve of Concrescence, each of your sponsors wakes you up and is like, hurry, we have to make our preparations
Yes.
for the day. And they hand you a small like bag of materials. It's papers and threads and cloth and string and needles and stuff like that. And they explain to you that on the eve of Concrescence, everyone wears a series of paper mache masks that they create. And throughout the day, they take off a layer of the mask. And they take off a layer. And they keep going in this fashion until midnight. They reveal their final true form, their face.
Love it.
I really think man.
So you guys, and as they're peeling off the layers of the mask, they're also changing outfits. So everyone to this day is wearing like layers and layers of clothing and of masks.
Oh man.
So now You guys are going to spend your morning, the morning of Concrescence Eve, creating your papier-mâché masks and preparing your outfits.
I have Olivan. Can I prepare this with my friends Riley and Felix?
Sure.
Thank you. I send Yume with a little note tied somewhere to both of them.
Whose nook do you want to do this in?
The tailors.
Yeah,
I
sure.
require a professional tailor for this event.
Okay, you can go down. The tailor is not celebrating because he's down with a gar. However, there's someone in his steed.
So I will raid his office like.
There's someone in his steed. So
Okay.
you guys have gathered at the tailor's nook,
Yes.
and there are tons of fabrics lined up, unhemmed and uncut.
Well, I'm not good at this, so I needed your help.
I got you covered.
Thank you.
I'm very distracted with myself. Like, would I have known about this ahead of time? I would have planned ahead of time for this.
Yeah, you would have heard
Awesome.
a few days ahead of time.
I feel like he
I
would
will
have
not
probably
have
asked
outfits.
about it.
Yes, I will not have outfits. I will have elaborate costumes.
Okay.
I'm going to do... One of mine is going to be modeled after Bard's coronation outfit.
I love this already.
The
For those of
elaborate...
you who don't know, it's a series of peacock feathers that plume up from behind.
It's a full green jumpsuit. Just wonderful.
Okay.
Well, it was more of a bodysuit.
I will wear anything he gives me.
Oh my god, I love you.
Oh my god.
We should do a couple.
You guys can help
costumes.
each other as well.
Yeah. Would it be easier if I am tiefling, or do I stay like this?
Tiefling, go for it.
Okay, I put my ring on, turn into a tiefling.
We'll do like sexy tigers.
Okay.
And we'll get like tiger print.
Okay.
And we'll do like
Stripes.
Yeah, stripes all over. Tiger mask. So that'll be our second to last. It'll be like
Yeah,
a
Rakshasa.
costume. Yes.
To be clear, you have access to the tailor, but you're not getting all these materials for free. You're gonna have to put up gold or work.
Thing only gave you 100 gold.
Right.
I did, yes, this is true.
How much in gold for my elaborate animal costumes?
How many of them? And
5
how,
for me.
And how elaborate? Five extremely elaborate animal costumes.
I mean, unless it's too expensive, and probably at least 1 for Oni. And Riley, if you would like to join us, you could be our like zebra.
Arquilla will.
Oh, Aquila needs costumes.
I'm not interested in this at all.
I would
needed you for the
say,
paper mache
I would
thing.
say
Yeah.
the materials for all that stuff, and depending on like how nice you want to make them, you can make them all like top of the line for like roughly 85 gold.
I'll put.
Or you could bump down the quality of the materials and do it for like 50, 60.
Okay, so no, you know what? I'll go high end, but I'll actually get some practical use.
I love this guy.
So definitely try my best to mimic the coronation peacock outfit.
Okay.
I want a couple's costume of tigers with Oni
And
Okay.
Arquilla.
and Arquillo. Yep.
What the hell?
It's part of the tradition, I don't know.
A dragon, not a tiger.
You can be both now.
You're a tiger dragon.
Oh.
Breathe for
Yes.
balls. I would like
There you
one
go. Good job.
just like immensely debonair suit.
Like tux.
Yeah, full on tuxedo.
I hope you're writing these down, or have them memorized.
I will be now.
So we got sexy tiger family.
It's yes, sexy tiger. I didn't think about that. But yes, it has to be sexy. Sexy tiger costumes.
Okay,
Didn't you say that?
you think it over
Gotcha.
for a second.
Yeah, and you guys. Go.
Oni, you're just at his behest.
And
Is that-
hers.
Okay.
She's got my mask, he's got my suits.
Riley, how would you like to be preparing your masks and suits and outfits?
I want... Was Delilah, like...
She was gypsy style.
Provocative? Not provocative. Slutty? What was she?
Revealing.
You know what I mean?
So she was very. Think of like movie star / pop star, like Beyonce type thing, like sexy but classy.
Marilyn Monroe.
It's the perfect description of Beyonce.
That's true.
I just want a series of that.
A series of Delilah-esque.
We want Audrey Hepburn,
Outfits.
we want Marilyn
Don't
Monroe,
want
we
Audrey.
want Beyonce. What are you doing, man?
She's not. She's too.
Do you want to go into detail each, or just like Delilah-inspired outfits?
That's fine. I don't need to go into detail.
Okay. Anything particular for your masks?
All dragons.
All different
Just to
types of
match
dragons.
each color of whatever outfit it is. And I want to have dragon wings made for Aquilo. Like wrist clasp thingies that have wings that then go
Hermes
around
wings?
like
Oh,
so that he
cool.
can like Batman.
Okay.
I love it. That's great.
Is the tailor magically inclined in any way?
In rudimentary fashions, like small things,
Could you
small
make me
enchantments.
like a tie-dye shirt that like the tie-dye is moving?
It'll cost you a lot more.
I'll help with the cost, man.
How much more?
If you only want it to last for like a couple hours, be like 10-15 gold. But if you want it a longer period of time, it'll cost you more.
Permanently tie-dye trippy shirt.
A permanent waterfall of colors.
A permanent
Yes.
psychedelic shirt.
Yes,
It's gonna be
psychedelic,
pretty
full-on
expensive.
Feywilds.
I'll tell you, she can't make that
Fuck. Okay.
within the time. She can make you a temporary one
Right.
and then build off that. It's just the amount of time it takes to put that enchantment into practice. Like,
Do we have an expiration
This is
date
your
on how long
gambling
we can
gold
stay
you're
in
giving
Vin'Tar?
away.
I'm gonna go back.
not necessarily. It's like as long as you're sponsors, we'll keep you.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
So yeah. So I'll take that. I need one more.
I assume that anytime I'm speaking with Olivan, I'm talking whatever language he is.
He's switching. He's alternating between Gnomish and Draconic.
Cool. Then I'll just keep up whatever one he wants.
Yeah,
Or maybe I should reply in the opposite one. I don't know. I'll try that, and if he's into it, I'll keep it up.
yeah. No, he's like he has a love of linguistics and he loves kind of sharpening his chops.
Cool. Yeah. I too wish I could pick up on Elvish. God damn it, Oni.
Anything else?
Yes. So all right. So I got it. Okay. So, sexy tiger duet. with Oni.
How about this? You can get whatever you want and then reveal them throughout the day.
Yes.
Oh, that's
love it.
dope. That's better. How much do we need to pay you?
So-
We'll cover that on the back end.
Okay.
Yeah. So the tie-dye one's the only one that's gonna be.
Like, okay.
Yeah.
I want my last one to be a fire dragon.
Okay.
Ooh.
And then I want ice
Like a brass
dragon.
You're going metallic or chromatic?
I should go metallic, but chromatic's funner.
You can do a combo streaks.
But
Oh, half and half.
all of the elements.
So like a multicolored chromatic dragon outfit?
No, like 5 different ones.
Like 5 different?
Just all the elements, but 5 different ones.
Oh.
Last one fire.
Okay. Like bodysuits or dresses or
Whatever.
you tell me.
Delilah inspired.
The lilac inspired. Okay. Lot of skin.
Oh, no, not that.
I mean, Delilah had like a lot of like midriff.
That's what I was trying to ask.
Yeah.
Okay,
You just ask.
She was belly dancer attire.
Yes,
Yeah.
belly dancer.
that's what
ask.
I thought.
I was
okay,
thinking of the
okay,
gypsy
okay,
from
okay.
The Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Like, less skin, but inspired.
Okay. A more modest lilac.
Yeah.
Okay. So you have those made.
Like an inch.
So the flowy stuff, but maybe a bodysuit version of it? That's weird.
That's weird. Yeah, not that. That's
Um,
okay.
And then the last thing to do is to decorate your individual nooks.
We're staying with our dudes, though, right?
Felix
With
is
our
having
sponsors.
such a good day.
Yes. But now having come back from
Mm-hmm.
preparing your paper mache masks and outfits and whatnot, you guys can do this collectively. You guys can go do your nook, go do Riley's nook, but like you can help
Cool.
each other out. You can move as a troop.
Dope. Dope. Well, if you need anything handled in the high places, I will do that.
I go and just vomit green and gold onto everything.
Whatever Riley decorates, I'll copy.
Like I want like golden tapestries, lots of leaves and vines, or like golden ribbons. If I can just like tie like nice bows, or just like want to line the walls with like a golden trim.
Okay.
And just vines, well polished.
Easily done. Okay. As you guys go throughout this these series of tasks throughout the day, eventually the sun begins to set, darkness begins to take over, and the little spheres of yellow light begin appearing. And you can hear off in the distance sounds of what seem to be a group of people singing. And they sort of sing, and then there's a bit of silence, a little bit of time passes.
Immediately
And
chanted.
And then the singing comes closer and closer, and what you realize is happening is that there are a series of carolers. They're going from nook to nook, making their way, doing a little performance, and then they go inside the nook. They have a little bit of food and drink at each place, and then the person from the nook joins the carolers, and then they keep going.
Yeah, I was gonna ask if I could join them.
So the carolers come by, and then they reach your point, and at this point they have quite a big group going, so they decide to split off. They splinter off. There's a group of 10 of them, so they splinter off into a group of 3, 3, and 4.
Cool.
And so there's a group of 3 that comes and picks you up individually
Yes.
at your nook, and then eventually you all find you're all in the part of the same troop.
Hey,
And you go caroling from nook to nook. What would you guys like to offer in terms of the performances that you're presenting to each nook?
Be pan-fluting happy tunes.
Pan-fluting, we got music.
I mean, I want to dance.
Yeah.
Oni will attempt to dance.
Yeah.
I'll
have
inspire him.
Oni and Arquillo. I'll have Yume and Arquillo do something. I guess Arquillo's just gonna copy me, isn't he?
What do you want me to do? I can shake my tail.
Are you good at doing flips?
Definitely not.
He has +2 dex.
No, he tries to flip and just lands on his back.
Shake your tail. There you go. And we'll have Yume do like...
I'll work on it.
Yume will try and follow the rhythm of the song and like do like flips and like go around the people that they're singing around and stuff
Okay.
like that.
And then you and
And I'm gonna try and dance with whatever they're singing.
okay, give me a performance check.
Yay!
And then Riley, how are you contributing to these performances?
God damn it!
That's
You're
perfect.
inspired.
I am? Thank God.
You can do
It's D8, right?
Yeah. Dance out with your
Nope,
pants off.
garbage trash.
It's something else.
9.
Total of 9. Okay, we'll come back to that in a second. What are you doing for the performances?
Well, I don't know. I guess I'll sing.
Okay, any particular songs or anything you want to sing?
I have a Felix-inspired song.
Yay!
Okay, so well, here's what we're gonna do. We're going to, you guys make your way to the first nook as a troupe. Felix, you are playing your pan flute. Give me a performance check.
And I am peacocking it right now.
He's peacocking. He's currently in peacock form. You guys find each other, and first you're like a little,
Shocked.
It's happening, look.
a little intrigued by the fact that you're all wearing paper masks, and you're like, oh, look,
Yeah.
looking at each other's masks and whatnot.
Oh, so does that mean that I look like him now too? And so does Arquillo?
No, it's gonna be our second costume.
Oh, okay, cool.
Okay, so you have your paper masks on, and what was your score?
Performance is +8, so that is 24.
God damn.
24, nice.
It's
Yeah,
crazy.
Everybody festive up.
Holy shit.
I love it. I love it. Oni apparently can't dance for shit, but he loves it. This is the second time I've tried to dance, and the second time it's gone poorly.
You can dance if you wanna.
You goddamn right.
Be a friend behind. That's not my song.
What's your
Friends don't
performance
dance
check?
right, They don't dance, they have
15.
no friends of mine.
15.
Which,
So your performance check isn't really about the skill of your craft, because you're an accomplished singer, you're an accomplished pan flutist. It's more about how into it you can get other people.
Oh, cool.
Um,
I'm working against you.
Only people are trying to figure out what you're doing. Like they kind of see that it's a dance. You start throwing in some of your like karate type training into your dance. Then Arquillo tries to mimic it. Yeah. Wah!
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wah!
Very good. Keep it up.
Honey,
Yes.
are we fighting invisible people?
No, we're dancing.
What's a dance?
It is fighting invisible people.
Okay.
Okay.
Are we winning?
Yes.
Yeah. We're winning.
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys are playing the flute. You're going through your song. Would you like to perform the song?
sure.
Okay.
Oh man, it's not high key. I don't do that. Ready? I just like the elves want you to know. Ooh, sorry. That's why I rolled a 15. May your lays be very defiled, and may all your concrescences be wild.
He's very good.
Woo! And there's a cheer from the crowd. And you can see a few people know prestidigitation. There's like small like fireworks and whatnot going off in the air. They are completely enthralled by you guys. The season is in the air and it's infectious.
Absolutely.
As you guys go from place to place, there are not horses in the background. They
So that
invite
was
you in.
slow applause.
They invite you in.
Clapping
Actually,
coconuts together.
there's a guy walking by with two coconuts.
Monty Python style?
They are quite the trickster like.
They've managed to find my rhythm.
Yes. So they invite you in for food and drink, pastries, and alcohol. Would you guys like to partake of the alcohol?
Absolutely.
Uh-huh.
Okay, each give me a con save.
Can't spell celebration without libation.
Yes. Unnatural 20. Hey.
18.
18. All right, so you pound the drinks of sap, and it has a cinnamony taste to it, but it's not strong. It's not overpowering. It's just subtle and nuanced enough. So you guys leave the first place, not buzzed or drunk yet, holding it together. You come to a second place. You come caroling, and what you notice outside is that there's a tree that was growing, kind of like the other trees that adorn each nook.
Yep.
But this one does look a bit meager and stunted. Looks pretty familiar to the two of you. And you guys
What is this?
can go ahead and just like
Do what we do.
you can do another performance if you want, or we can move on.
get
So
to
at this
reroll my
point,
dancing?
at this point in the night, kind of an hour has passed. So you see people changing. They're dropping one of their outfits and they're changing one of their masks.
Cool.
Yes, we will change into our tiger couples costume and do,
Okay.
I do that.
do a dance together.
Oh, cool. I rolled a 12.
I rolled a 5, but plus performance, that makes it
11.
no, 5 plus 8.
13.
13, yes.
I rolled a 1.
You rolled a one.
We're closely in sync then. I rolled a 12.
What were you trying to do for this
You're slowing
carol?
me down, man.
Yeah, I am.
I mean, I'm just gonna keep singing.
Okay.
I'm gonna roll for Aquila.
You are singing, and these two are now dancing
Yes.
together.
Aquila rolled a 7.
He's throwing me off my beats.
I was rolling to see if I was super drunk. I rolled 18, so I rolled 24 con save. I was
That was the
hoping that
con
was...
save from earlier.
Huh? No, I was rolling it again to see if maybe my drunkenness permeated my song, and that's why it was so bad. It did not.
Unfortunate.
So you get a bit cavalier in your singing, and you start trying to weave in some elvish words that you've learned. And it kind of throws the rhythm and the timing and definitely the meaning of the song.
Jingle bells, Felix smells, rendezvous all day. Oh, what fun it is to Arquillo
Yeah.
and a one-pod dragon. Hooray!
Hello, Faye.
Hooray!
Yes.
That
That's
does that.
great. I love that.
Yeah.
So people start
fly.
singing along with you,
Flies.
but then you change up the words, and they're like, no, what?
Yeah.
And then you two, what were your rolls? Pretty low?
12,
12, 13.
13.
13. Decent enough. Not like great, but you're not making total asses.
I needed
yourselves.
help. Is what I needed.
Just having fun.
Yes, it is so much fun. I love dancing.
You guys, are you guys gonna take the food and drink at this?
Yeah, fuck
Yep.
yeah.
All right, con save.
Really
I
every
already
time.
rolled 9. 24.
24. You're not drunk yet.
21.
8.
Felix, you're beginning to get buzzed.
Yeah.
You know, the tongue is loosening. The gestures are becoming more bigger flourishes.
Becoming more of a bard.
You're still within your own template, but you're beginning to break out of it just a little bit around the edges.
Someone's just getting a bit reckless.
You can do this for hours and hours as you guys were dancing in your tiger costumes.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, damn right.
Do you guys want to do any more caroling, or should we fast forward?
I mean, we can fast forward, but we're definitely like going to continue doing it, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So
I
we
want to see barrel
fast
races.
forward.
I want to see gambling.
Eventually, it begins drawing to like 10:30, close to 11 at night, and people are making their way up. They're climbing the rope ladders. They're making their way upwards towards that central crown where the stage has been set. The performances have been prepared. With some of your booths are set up. You can see a couple people practicing their wheel barreling.
I give them words of
And
encouragement.
then you have those eternal light things. I don't know when you wanted to hand them out, or if we could say you already did so, or you
No, they're just around.
you like hand them to people, or you're just decorating the area with them.
I'm just decorating the area. But
Okay.
they can like take them home. Question mark?
Okay.
So you decorate them and leave a message, maybe saying,
This is not real.
It's like one of those tabletops that decorates it, and then it's like a take me home with you.
right, yeah.
Okay. Okay.
There are
So
36 of them.
You see, there are plenty of people. They're engaged in drinking and eating, and like people are practicing your wheelbarrow.
It's
and,
just like that.
there's a center stage that you can tell has been druidically crafted, and there are vines interwoven with gnarled wood to form this small stage. And, off in the corner, you see a familiar figure puffing away. He's got his back turned to you, so you see the black wings and the cloak.
How far away is he?
Like 60 feet. He's just like off to the side of the stage. You see there's just a cloud of pink smoke.
What's the population of Vin'Tar? Like, how many people are?
Between 1 and 200.
Okay.
It has a small
That's
town. It
Yeah,
has a
it's real
small
small.
town
Jesus
feel.
Christ.
Mm-hmm.
It has a small town feel. It's kind of very exclusive and isolated. It has a small town feel in the sense that everyone seems to know everybody, type of thing.
So did everybody hear my performance for Varys the other day? No, there's like,
They're
thousands of
scattered.
people here.
They're scattered throughout
Okay.
the
It's
tree.
a big spot,
okay.
but it feels
Yeah.
like a small town.
It's a small town vibe in a big ass tree.
Yeah, it's dope. Cool.
You guys have a bit of time to kill.
I would like to join the tournament to see if I can land a role
I would
in
like to
the
gamble.
performance.
Okay. You tell me, how do you want to do the rolls?
It's probably the way I made it based on insight. I mean, insight, bit of luck. It's probably
Okay.
just insight checks.
Okay. So insight checks.
Dope.
Wait, do
How
I already
many?
have a role on this thing?
No, but you can participate if you
I
want.
want the role.
Cool.
Okay.
How
Everybody can do the
many are we doing?
So we'll do 3 rounds.
Okay.
So the first one to see if you can make it past the first round. Increasing DC.
I don't.
Natural 1.
Yes. Which is appropriate for me.
So
Oni
minus-
thinks everyone's telling the truth.
do you use a
Naturally.
0?
Yes, I got a 0.
I do get.
24.
Shit. Really? You have proficiency in insight?
No.
Yes, I do.
19.
0 to 19.
Okay, so both of you survive the first round of elimination. Go to the next round.
I'm gonna go drink.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna use luck.
Aw, fucking balls.
How many luck points do you have?
1 left. 20.
20 plus.
22. No, 23.
23.
6.
6.
Yeah.
You don't make it past the second round.
So like, how mad would they be if I snuck in anyway?
We'll find out.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess so.
Final round?
And then final round for you. So you're rolling against an NPC.
Ooh, that's 23.
He would actually be very down with this plan.
Yeah.
Felix, you can partake of the final performance
Hey!
of the night. So there are a series of performances.
last costume.
There's a set of twins that about 11 o'clock They come out and they do a series of acrobatics,
Cool.
kind of displays of acrobatics.
It's pretty cool.
There's kind of a hushed energy in the air as the two twins come out, and overhearing some of the people around you talking, you get the sense that they're like, "Oh, the twins are out! The twins are out!"
Fans.
They're like, "Give me insight checks, all three of you, since all three of you here. This is not a secret."
16.
14.
2.
Okay, so the two of you begin to realize that the town as a whole is enthralled by the twins, not because of their performance, but because they're twins. Twins is that one of them does a backflip onto the other's, like
Dope.
landing on his shoulders.
It's so impressive.
They are enthralled with the twins
Just because of the fact that they're twins.
because of the fact that they're twins. It's very little to do with their performance.
Is it because that's fascinating, or because it's like they're a freak show?
It's rare.
It's because twins have a very special cosmological folklore type of meaning in elven history.
Ooh.
So they're regarded as being divinely special.
Oh, cool.
Okay. I mean,
Like
I'm
someone
still gonna
has
try to
to-
sleep with them, but I'll respect it.
Okay.
I'm clearly envious that you're going to be in the performance.
So the first performance was by the twins. The second performance, you can see, is Diveris is moving towards the stage.
What?
He starts moving towards the stage. He begins drawing closer.
Expecting to do something?
I'm offering you the opportunity.
Well, isn't there a final performance of this whole
Yes.
thing? Like the next day?
No, like the next. So there are three performances: 11 to 11:20, where the acrobats; 11:20 to 11:40 is Diveris, and then there's a final one.
There's.
You'd be surprised if there's in the last one, right?
At this point, you've taken off a few of your masks.
It's obvious who he is regardless.
Yeah. No, but
No,
you.
you.
Oh.
Who else is dressed like a dragon?
Yes. Yes, Riley.
Can you go last?
No.
I think we should use this opportunity to
Come with me. Let's come join me.
turn off those carts and proselytize.
Proselytize. Ooh. What do you have in mind?
We make a bunch of dragons, and I'll tell everybody how awesome the actress is.
I do have some room to spare. I was just going to improvise.
That sounds. You do you.
Okay. What would you like me to do?
Dragons.
Dragons. I can do that. What are you going to do?
Tell them about the actress.
I'm gonna sing about it.
Let's do it. I will call you on stage. Very well. Very well. You continue.
He's going to call me on stage?
Yeah, he'll
so
give you a
you're going
prompt
to
to
wait.
join.
And then on your
He
key.
goes on stage, addresses the crowd with his hands, and as he does this, there's an explosion of colors and bursts of small firecrackers that emanate in the air. And then he begins to fill his lungs with his vape smoke, and then he releases out this very thick, heavy cloud, and then almost like a surgeon, he begins cutting the cloud,
Whoa.
and then just separates off into different pieces in the air, and then he beckons
Sculpting
you
a cloud.
on stage, and then he begins each one kind of in turn slowly crafting it into a dragon. You can see they're slowly starting to take cloud-like shape of the dragon. He calls you on stage.
So I get the impression I shouldn't do anything illusion-y to interrupt this, right?
You do whatever you want.
No, I'm not interrupting that. That looks awesome.
And then he begins to send, once the dragons are fully formed to their shape, he begins to send them out into the crowd. Some of them are doing dives and
Shit,
sweeps.
it's 3D, guys.
Some of them, one of them is just like spinning around in a circle around Diveris, and then shoots off.
So
And then there's two hovering around you.
Is there such thing as blasphemy in this tree?
The sense that you've gotten is that although they're religious, they're very Unitarian-like, where they sample and respect all religions. So,
I mean, that one chick had all kinds of religious stuff, right?
yeah. So,
Yeah.
blasphemy is possible, but like uncommon.
Bless for me, bless for you. It's gonna happen in this room.
So, what would you like to do as he calls you on stage? He's got the two dragons swirling out in the crowd, and he's got two hovering around you.
Okay.
He's going off your lead at this point.
I grip Boney, just like, what the hell is she doing? What's she doing?
I don't know. This is news to me.
It's not that bad. Said the cleric to the elves everywhere. Listen to what I say.
Listen to what she says.
The actress sees people everywhere.
Everywhere.
Listen to what I say.
Listen to what she says.
Dragon Queen, Dragon Queen,
Dragon Queen.
high above the she will bring. I can't even finish. Let's let him
You
go.
got this. You got this.
Keep going.
She'll bring us goodness and light.
Lots of light. And then the dragons start emanating different colored lights.
Awesome. Major image is dope.
Anything else? So you guys continue in this song. Vera's jumping in, interrupting you, but overall the crowd seems to enjoy it spectacularly.
Abbott and Costello style.
Should we convert anyone?
Convert anyone? You'll have to talk to them.
Oh shit.
Everyone's drunk. It should be easy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe not lasting, but definitely for the night.
Okay.
And now I'm envious of both of them because they both get to perform. It's very obvious.
So is the tradition that by the end of the night we are in our final form of dress, or by the end of tomorrow we are in our final dress?
By the end of tonight. So what you've gathered throughout the day is the holiday of Concrescence is a time in elven culture where they celebrate the transition from the Feywild to the material plane, where their ethereal and ephemeral forms, their evanescent changing forms, were solidified into the single form. And so they are symbolically going through that transition with the paper mache and with
That's
the masks.
cool.
And so that when Concrescence hits, they are in they've concretized into their final form, their current form.
Cool.
Fucking cool.
Oh man, might be a little insulting, but it's okay. Okay. So throughout the night, well, I was if I go on stage, so I'll be entering the stage with my second to last thing. So I started off with the peacock, then went to the tiger, then did like the insane color changing tie dye. And I'm currently now in just like the finest of suits. You know, just like a great tuxedo, immensely well dressed.
Okay, so you're in
That
tuxedo
is
form.
my second to last form.
Nice.
And my mask would just be like a beautiful mustachioed man.
Mm. Sure. Handlebar.
Curly Q.
Oh.
Okay. So at this point, Diveris concludes his improvisational performance with you, and then begins to launch into his own
Thing.
his own performance. Riley,
There it is.
follow along. Do what you can. He puts his hands up and raises them. And as he lowers his hands, the crowd kind of instinctually, they were all murmuring and clinking glasses. Like they were watching, but they were also, it's kind of like a concert vibe
Yeah.
where people are watching, but they're also like socializing and whatnot. And as he lowers his hands, he doesn't say anything, doesn't make any overt gestures, he's just lowering his hands. Everyone slowly falls to an absolute silence where you can hear ice clinking within glasses, and everyone is just utterly rapt. Your attention, whether you like it or not, is on this stage.
I assume he cast something.
Let me tell you about the night before Concrescence. 'Twas the night before Concrescence, and all through the tree, not a creature was stirring, not a bat, a rat, a fly, nor flea.
I might really know this.
The garlands were hung by the branches with care, in hopes that a mystical fey creature would soon be there. The children were nestled, all snug in their beds, while visions of tree sap danced in their heads. With Mama in armor and Papa with a lance, I settled down for a brief concrescent trance. When outside there arose such a clatter, I sprang from my trance to see what was the matter. Thaumaturgy. Away to the surface I flew like a flash. I used my movement and then my action to dash. The moonlight on the bark gave it a mystical sheen. When then I had seen something hitherto unseen. When, what to my wondering eyes did they see? But a miniature dragon, a satyr, and 8 tiny pixies.
Spirit guardians.
With the shrewd old leader so funny and quick. With the shrewd old leader so quick and so funny, I knew in a moment it must be Garmelie. His pixies sprung more rapid than eagles untamed. When Garmelie whistled and shouted, they called him by name. Now Flasher, now Pincer, now Disaster, now Vixen. I'm dumbass, I'm stupid, I'm sinner, I'm Nixon. To the top of the branch, before your exuberance wanes. Now dash away, let chaos reign. Like a flock of ravens way too drunk to fly, with vigor and vim they took to the sky. So up to the treetop the pixies they flew, with cross-eyed grins of mischief, and Garmelie too. At this point in the performance, small flurries of snow begin to fall. Just very gently begin appearing and becomes heavier and heavier, and they begin to coat the ground. Pandemonium ensued, raining from above. I saw so many new colors, all of which I loved. Music sprang from nowhere in the air. With every note, there was a burst of color and a burst of flair. There was chaos and mayhem, bedlam and havoc. My thoughts were puttering, stuck in holiday traffic. The perfect concrescent day that was ever so symbolic. Everything was disorganized, mismanaged, and shambolic. Incense and cooked noodles, nonsense and flapdoodles. Everything was wacky and tacky, garish and scarish. It was holiday that everyone could cherish. Garmelie was chubby and plump, a right old satyr, and I laughed when I saw him. I was no hater. A wink of his eye and a twist of his head made me extremely excited for what was ahead. With a wave of a hand and a flourishing caress, Garmelie had swapped my pants for a dress. My skin was now blue, my tongue was now heavy. I realized I was drunk. I tried to hold steady. Garmelie swiped out with concrescent claws, sandy and messy, but no one minded the flaws. The pixies they danced, they were merry with glee. Everything was perfect. We were all worry-free. Finally he finished and gave his pixies a whistle, and away they all flew like the down of a thistle. But I heard him exclaim, before he flew out of sight, "Happy Concrescence to all, and to all a good night." And at this point, the crowd erupts into applause. The snow that had begun falling is beginning to form a nice layer, and you all get a D12 of inspiration.
Oh, dope! Nice.
That you must use within the next
Right.
10 minutes.
I will use it on my performance, I'm sure.
That's so useful.
I will like climb up to Odie and stand on his head and like minor illusion as I'm clapping, just the biggest sound possible.
I too will clap.
Nice. So Davarius finishes off, puts his hand out to you.
I put mine out for him.
He takes it.
Sweet.
Come, let us bask in the glory of applause. You guys make your way off stage and into the crowd, and almost like a magnet, people pile in
That was fucking dope.
around you.
I as well.
Yeah.
including Felix on the back of Oni.
Yeah. Yeah. I assume our quill is on the other side.
I want his autograph.
Will is not currently in sight.
Oh shit.
There you go.
Yeah.
Drunk and ran away.
Does anybody look particularly proselytized?
Give me insight checks.
How many?
Give me 2.
15. 7.
7. You find a few people that they cannot just stop talking about the dragon performance and your speech, and like the combination of your words and Divers's visuals has really sort of gotten to them, and they're like very intrigued.
Okay, I'm going to walk up to them and hand them origami dragons and say, keep it going throughout the rest of the year, because the address is here.
Near. It's good though.
We'll come talk to you.
Oh,
We're
boy.
very intrigued.
Yeah.
We'll come find you. What was it?
Hey.
Riley. We'll come find you. It's a couple, and they move off. There's a final performance for the night. It's a well-dressed individual. He's kind of wearing a tuxedo, but it's not nice as Felix's. And then he begins to he's sort of preparing for his performance, and then he sees you approach the stage as you are to join him. Well, how would you like to help?
Well, I'm a mean flautist. Your performance, I assume, are you musicians, dancers?
A little bit of both. It'll come out in sequences.
Well, I will dance alongside you, and can I get a pan flute solo?
Tell you what, there's a lull where the attention's supposed to be on the dances. You can play over that.
I will.
Okay. So it's about 15 minutes till midnight, and the crowd is now beginning to gather and orient their attention for this final performance. And this guy he begins singing a cappella. His voice ringing out. You can tell it's being magically projected somehow, and he begins slowly drawing everyone in with his a cappella performance. And then slowly he starts tapping his foot, and then out comes a guy with a drum to the beat. And so that it sort of creates this kind of 3D performance. And then after a while, he continues and he begins making it a little more intricate, a little more upbeat and energetic. And then out come a few people with like violins and guitars, and they start accompanying them with background harmonies. And then the dancers come out about halfway through the performance, and the instruments die down a bit, and then Felix can like step
up and blow my heart out.
Yeah, so you can tell that these dancers are doing kind of an interpretive dance like thing. They're not doing the wild acrobatics from earlier. They're just doing more of a meaningful gestures.
Storytelling dance.
Yeah, storytelling dance.
Sweet.
Oh.
Yes. Plus your D12.
I don't think I'll need it.
Well, you should use it
Actually,
anyway. What the hell else are you gonna do with it?
Can I borrow a D12?
Yes.
Oops.
How dare you? Wow.
Wow. Okay, so that is 38.
38. So as you begin to perform and accompany the other performers, you begin picking up on the rhythms. You can see, you can almost like, as if you were finishing other people's sentences, you're finishing their moves with like flourishes on your pan flute. Like they come to a gesture, a sharp, abrupt chop in the air, and like you do a flurry that accompanies it. And then slowly but surely you start to steal the attention from the dancers to you.
In dead center.
Yeah.
As I'm wailing on it, I'm ripping off my immensely beautiful, well-dressed tuxedo to reveal just a plain t-shirt that just in big bold letters says I'm only halfling above the waist. And just continuing to wow the crowd.
They are wowed, indeed.
Seven have the same one.
If you want it, sure.
Yeah, I guess so.
You see him.
I like
you
it
see
on the tiger
him
costume.
going to one of his final costumes, and you're like, all right.
Yeah.
You look down.
Okay.
Oh, he can't read. Or sorry.
Aquila can't read.
Oh, he's back?
Yeah, I guess.
Oh,
so.
sorry. No, he's not actually.
Oh
Oh
shit.
no, you get kidnapped.
I hope not.
So you continue this performance, stealing the spotlight, playing longer than you should have, but no one interrupts you or stops you, and eventually you're like perceptive and insightful enough that you realize I should probably wrap this up soon. So you go long, and then the other guy comes in, and there's a bit of a let-off in terms of the quality of their performance. And
38.
he finishes off the performance as best he can, and the snow has gotten now heavier and heavier, and as you can see that the crowd starts to like chant, chanting like 10, 9, and as they chant down 2, 1, everyone takes off their final mask, their final outfit, and everyone sort of basks in their true concrescent form.
They all
And
naked?
the snow gets heavier at this point, so there's heavy flurries falling down. It's coating your arms. You can like take like a scoop of like a snowball. It's raining heavily, or sorry,
Precipitating.
snowing heavily from above, and there's a dense canopy of leaves, so you can't quite tell where it's coming from. It's coming from just like in between the leaves. But as you guys are soaking this up, amongst the falling snow, there's a cloud of origami dragons that are
Yes.
Oh, he's clever.
and there's like, at first it's only a few, but then you eventually hear there's like a cloud of origami dragons that are just slowly drifting down.
Oh, good job, Arquil. That's amazing.
Oh my god.
That's amazing.
And it is now Concrescence Day, and that's what we're gonna call it for this session, this holiday-themed session of LDL.
If Aquila wants to jump off and fly, I can feather fall him.
Yeah. He does have his...
Yeah, he does have his Batman-esque
Yeah.
wings. So, with that, we're gonna call it a session, and we'll be back soon for part 2 of this holiday-themed episode.
Yup. Double up.
See ya.